the space, and I hear nothing. Yo, this can't be serious. If I do this, does it help? No, it doesn't help at all. Let me let me refresh Twitter or X, I should say. Let's try this.
There are some pretty cool
There
stuff
we
coming
go.
out. So stay tuned on that one. And SDCC, we are aiming to have some physical comics. Um, Obviously, early on,
All right.
last year's San Diego Comic Con, we released
Just
the
make sure
Superior
everything's good.
Spider-Man #1
Hold on.
with two different cover. There was the VV variant
Okay,
cover,
we got
and
some
then
more
there was the
information,
the
and we got
version
the stream going at the
non-title
same time.
treatment cover.
Multitasking.
So
Hey
I
yo,
do
oh Millie, I'm
believe at
sorry,
this
bro. I
moment,
know I said I was gonna
fingers
wait
crossed
before I
that
do
the
this, but this was
printers
like
with
impromptu. Hold on,
Marvel will be
I'm a,
delivered and
I'm gonna
done and
text you.
shipped to us on
I'm gonna
time
text you real quick.
to be sold at SDCC. So looking forward to servicing you guys with some
Hold on.
cool
Let me hit up.
exclusive
Boom.
comics coming up. And once again, we'll be announcing that once we know what's going to be released on those days. They
All
are
right, yo,
literally
bro,
still
I'm in. So
probably not even being printed yet, or is getting printed
space
as we speak,
on
because some of the
free.
covers just really just got signed off, like I think a couple of days ago. Yeah.
All
Wow,
right, cool.
amazing. Thank you. Before we come to you, I just want to say what's up to Justin. Uh, hello, Justin.
Hi, Millie. Hi,
How you
I
guys.
doing,
can't
my
hear you
man?
too well when the
I'm
space is
good.
running.
I'm good.
Oh,
Um.
it's Justin.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh, because I
it's just
have.
Justin David.
Hold on. I can fix
Yes,
this.
Justin. That's David. David.
Give me a
Now,
sec.
David, I do have to warn you a little bit.
Yeah.
I think a lot of times when Justin is supposed to be doing work, he's actually hanging out in my space. I just want to make sure he's still getting his work done.
All right, how is
Is
that? Is
everything
that better,
okay there?
Acro?
Because he spends quite a bit
The
of time in the spaces.
dynamic.
Well,
Let
yeah.
me
I
know.
mean, I'm pretty sure they all doing work. He's probably have the space turned on and
It should be
listening in the
better. It should be
background
better.
while working. That's pretty much what I'm doing right now
All
as we
right.
speak.
Perfect. Now,
that's
MC,
Yeah, it's
just in
better.
time.
Okay.
How you doing, man? What's up?
yeah, I'm good. I was actually on my computer as well and listening to your space, and yeah,
Thank you for coming through.
yeah.
Chrome, you have a question, prop?
Yeah. What's up, David? It's prop. Yeah, that's all amazing news.
Hold on real quick.
Gonna definitely try to get my ass down to San Diego Comic Con. Never been to that one. But I did have a question about the exclusive MCP only drops. Like,
Should I
um,
just come up?
can you disclose like what the focus is for Vivi? Is it like
Or should it let me come up?
potentially big license and like big collectibles or like artwork? I mean, obviously everything is big in of itself, but like,
Yeah.
it is there a focus on maybe artwork or rather like like big IP when it comes to
Yeah.
MCP exclusive stuff?
Yeah, so MCP
Oh,
Point,
MVP
it's a
exclusive
line of
drops.
collectible that really focus
All right.
on
Or Millie does
collectors
know.
who've been
Or Millie
collecting
knows now
on
that I am
VV.
on
And,
live.
as you collect, you hold, you complete your set, you do the activities, you get the points. And the more I thought about where the program should be going into, it's more exclusive items. So um, you will continue to see
All right. Let me jump
crafting
back to the
with
game.
points for something during our normal drops,
Oh,
which
that's
we
good.
have done. The
Yeah.
July announcements and the first one that will be releasing, it's a licensor that hasn't been on the
Yo,
platform.
Acro says she's feeling
Uh,
Stream Plus spaces. Yo, I
we
told
have
y'all,
announced a lot
man.
of brands that even in the
I'm
past
out here
we've
trying to
only
start a new
recently
wave,
started to
bruh.
drop, like
And shout out O'Milly for the
the
space. Let's
Lodo
get it.
from MGA. We announced that maybe even going back as a couple years ago. We only recently started releasing these, so that there's still a lot of classic stuff that we announced a while back we haven't bought out. And obviously, there's a lot of new brands and product we want to bring out. We also haven't announced, so we're just trying to juggle and working with the brand owners to see if they are interested to be part of this, the MCP. The first one that's coming out, and I think I have talked about this all the time, where we're never going to get it right the first time. And we're putting this out as a tester. We need to get the gauge and the temperature with the audience and the MCP holders. I mean, the data that we use and analyze, and we only use above the line, the broad part of our analysts to look into you know in general how many MCP point holder are there and what they're earning out there
Oh no 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 no
and
no
how much
no!
they have collected.
Yo,
um, the
yo, he
the
really
initial
just
drop
dropped off
is,
that.
and we have gauged the
All right,
temperature in
here
regards
we
to
go.
buying something, then craft with some points and pay. There's trial and error we learn from that. We have done, and what we're proposing to do is something, but the marketing team will be announcing it shortly. Um, yeah, and hope you guys do enjoy it. It's one of the first of many to come, and just so you guys know, the MCP point, there's a lot of other stuff we're working in the background that we are hoping to use points as well.
It's cool. That sounds fantastic. I mean,
Yeah,
a new IP with the MCP exclusive. That sounds very juicy. I'm not gonna lie. It
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Well, it's hard for me, well, because I know what it is, and I can't give it away.
No.
So
But it's coming soon. Coming soon. We can wait.
yeah, we hope to put something out in the next week or so. I'm very confident. You know, after my marketing team probably just heard I say next week or so, they are right now on the keyboard, working out if it's even possible. But anything's possible.
Yo, what did
Anything is possible.
Yeah.
yo, shout out prop.
Real quick, we definitely don't want to turn
Quoting
into
on a live
AMA,
stream.
guys. Just remember, try to keep that in mind if you come up here.
Yo, let me
We're
see
really
if
just trying to hang out and
Yeah.
talk
Millie's
some
trying to
cool
bring
stuff
me
to
up.
come. And
Yeah.
I don't want to be the
Hold
one
on.
who gets in trouble for getting David in trouble by saying
Oh, he did
something.
let me
So
up.
I
He
just
did
got
let
my
me up.
gold card. I don't want any issues. Leave me alone. Mahalo and emoji. What's up, guys?
What's up? Well, I had an AMA style question about
Oh, let me let
collecting,
Miles go
but
take it
I'll
Yeah.
so
refrain
I
from
am up.
that. What's up, David? How you
No,
doing, bro? Good to see you.
No, you got
good.
collecting. We gotta talk collecting.
Yeah. Collecting. We talk
That's fine.
collecting
All right,
AMA.
let me jump
Hmm.
back to the game. Let me jump back to the
Well,
game while they talk a
so
little
I
bit.
really do love the modern comic books, and I think it's really underappreciated when it comes
Yo,
to
this is a dope way to
collecting.
do
Like
an
I
AMA.
think the
Or not an
scarcity to them
AMA,
is
or whatever this
tremendous. I
is
think it's
called.
fun, but the thing is, like, Prop was talking earlier about like creating a need to, buy these items before it's too late. And Prop had a great idea about how like, can you repeat that one, Prop? I don't know if you're able to, but you said it eloquently, and I don't want to step over you on
Are
that one.
you talking about super efficiency?
Yeah.
So essentially, I just kind of noticed that whether it's voluntary or not, whenever there's an overabundance of editions with a really low price, kind of makes collecting kind of cool. Like you can get a bunch of things for a low price. People like stacking things and collecting multiple things on DV. The people feel better when what they buy is a little bit more valuable than what they bought it for. And because of the speculation and people wanting to stack and continually spend a little bit of money multiple times, it seems to be a win-win-win. You see a lot of volume in the marketplace. People kind of get what they want or as many as they want. And then over time, whether it be a couple of months or years, you get to, see what happens with that. But essentially people, for the most part, I notice when that happens, And again, like I just put out a post about an hour ago, detailing this early on with the comic books, with Marvel Comics 1 and Journey into Mystery and ASM 1, all these comic books that came out with 50,000, 60,000 editions. And for a short
Yo,
period
where
of
am I
time,
supposed to
people were
go?
able to pick them up in multiples, obviously hundreds and thousands. And, and you're able to sort of just, get as many as you want. And eventually, they became really valuable. And we saw that again with the Stormtrooper, where otherwise, if this was done with a really high level character, for example, like Wolverine or something like that, you'd probably see the same thing. And
Yes.
and
Am I
and and
going
with the
back
edition
in the other
count, and
room?
again, like overabundance, meaning 10,000, 15,000 of them at a price around 10 gems or less, you're gonna have a sellout. People are gonna buy more than one. They're probably going to buy two, three, four, or five of them out of the
Yo, I
store,
gotta be bugging. Hold on.
and it's going to be over retail. They're gonna go up in value a lot, and they're going to come down in value a lot, but they'll probably likely not be less than 10 gems of them, for example. So I think Mahalo is talking about that theory. And I don't know, it just seems to work. Whether it's a voluntary thing that you guys do or not, that seems to be something that works really well.
The other thing I saw it with too is like the modern comics. Some of them do sell out, some of them stay in the market for a while. But for me, there's some that have a slow selling phase. But the ones that have like artist covers that I like the Pete Von Locos or the Scotty Youngs, some of those stay in the market for a while before people even buy them. So I'm thinking with what Prop said, it's like if those in the inventory of them eventually slowly either disappear in availability, it creates more of that driving factor for people that are sitting on them to purchase them before they're gone from circulation.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay. So, couple things here. Um, it's good that how you guys brought this up about collectability, and you are right. It's almost like trading cards, even with any car game or sports car that you collect. You're going for that chase element, that something that it comes with that scarcity of all the first appearance. Like a lot of the sports cards are getting the rookie cards, goes up and down. It's all depending on how the player and how they will continue to track. Similar to what's happening in comic world. Number one is, and you see a similarity in the physical and digital. During the COVID boom, you've seen a lot of these real comics, what we call like the golden age or even the silver age comic, went up exceptional in value, 3 to 4 times where it is even today. So the physical side, a lot of them have come down to where they were sitting at the high. But and just keep in mind, number one is when you sit on the grill collectible like comic book, with the first appearance of like Spider-Man or some of the major character that come in, that they're always going to be forever sought after for collectors. So that's number one. Number two is the storyline. You've probably seen the X-Men 97 doing fantastically well because the TV series, the comic book, great storyline. It relates to people. It's amazing. And then thirdly, which you touch on, is around the artists. If you get a Peach Momoko doing a beautiful cover or Scotty Young, they are sought after collectors who collect certain artists' covers and they try to go and get it. I mean, myself, I collect a lot of artists' covers. Like even Alex Ross recently did the Scrooge McDuck on Phoebe. And unfortunately, we didn't get the Frank Miller cover of the Scrooge McDuck on it. But these artists that don't typically even do these style of artwork, so those covers and artwork have quite significant reason why people want to collect that. And going back to regards to supply and demand, you are right. Currently, a lot of new users signing up, only starting to discover what VB Comics about, and a lot of them come on board. They come on board through the comics app, which is more of the frontless titles, because we advertise a lot on social, as the day to day comes out. But the beauty around those frontless titles is that they are much more exclusive in terms of the edition and the quantity. So it is very cool for someone who able to jump on VV Comics, pick up something at the original trade price, plus they can upgrade it to that limited edition collectible, or for $2.99 more, or they could, if after they read it they didn't quite like it, they can just keep it in their library. But going back to comment in the supply, yes, we will start to retire um, the frontless comics when they don't sell out. So some of
Oh
those,
snap!
a lot of you probably know the secret rare in the frontless can be as low as 40 editions. So if there's only two or three of those secret rare being pulled out, eventually that comic will be in the history of the, on blockchain, it will be very, very sought after. And and even in today's world, I mean, on frontless comic, it's very rare you're gonna buy something for 6.99 and it's worth 50 tomorrow, even in physical format, because these are what the purpose of the frontless comic is, for you to read them. But what does goes up and what have become more valuable is what they call the variant cover. You guys probably heard your retailers will get a special same cover, but only when they order 500 standard comic they get one. So basically Phoebe is giving the same user that opportunity and chance to own that digital version, like you would if you go into a retail store. So when Phoebe orders, when we order our physical comic as a company, I won't name the comic because it might give it away what comic's coming to San Diego Comic Con. But when we physically ordered it through Marvel and the publisher, the printers, when our orders, let's say there's a cover variant of 500, every 500 we order of the standard comic, we get one of this, what they call the chaser variant. We only get one as well. So as a retailer, as a reseller, Phoebe, we those comic book, when we get them to sell at Comic Con, some of those variant cover are very, very rare to get, even as a in print. So uh, Marvel will not let us print unlimited. We have to tell them how many we're going to print of the standard comic, and they will go, well, then you're entitled to print how many virgin covers or how many allocation you're going to get of that variant cover. And sometimes we
Hey,
only
hold on
get
real quick.
15,
I'm gonna
25 of
turn
them.
David you up a little bit.
So they are pretty much, we are like a retailer in the physical format. But in digital, Vivi is pretty much the retailer and distributor to for the publishers here in this case. So hopefully that helped answer a little bit. In the front list, we will start to retire unsold inventory, and then on top of it, we got some very cool stuff that's coming out during SDCC, which we'll announce, and we're trialing to do something in regards to, the bigger edition comic that we have done. There will be
So you
some
could hear me better
crafting to
before,
burn
or
mechanic. Hopefully we'll be announcing coming out in
Akbar,
that
I'm not sure
side.
what you mean. Just let
And
me know.
yeah,
Is the
without
volume
giving you
okay
guys
on
too
this?
much what we're doing, but hopefully it help you answer how we try to balance the front list, and also understanding the at the beginning of the peak, when the comic came out, they were much larger edition, and how we want to look at tackling those, and having users, redeeming crafting for something else, and burning them to reduce supply. So all these things are already in the works. So hopefully what I just say to you guys is, just wait and see what's coming.
Yeah, no, that,
That's very exciting, by the way, David. Thank you for that. We obviously don't want too much information because
Oh
we
wait, hold
like
on.
being
I think
surprised,
O'Malley's probably
but
listening
having
Mm.
to me.
just enough to
or he might not.
raise our speculation nation
Right.
spaces. I always appreciate that. I want to quickly just say hi to Emoji, who's I
Oh wait,
think streaming right now, but somehow still came by. Emoji, if you're there,
hey yo, you hear me okay?
yeah, we got you.
Yo, welcome to the stream, everybody. Yo, y'all here with Spider Man, with Miles Morales, all in the stream. I know this was like impromptu, so it wasn't recorded, but I figured like let me do something to have some type of way for this to stick. So welcome to the stream, everybody.
Well, thank you very much, Emoji.
Anytime.
VV Magic, you came up. I want to say hello to you after a fantastic interview today. What's up?
Awesome job, Magic. Awesome job.
Thank you, thank you. There was conspiracy theories about my interview and that too much was said and that perhaps Mr. Yu had sent out a message to YouTube and Twitter to shut my shit down because too much was being said. I won't name names, but you know who you are.
It was
And I
shocking.
actually came.
It wasn't me. Yeah.
Oh, good, kitty.
Perfect.
Almost
So
there.
perfect.
Almost there.
But Amelie, I'm sorry. I had to come up because you left the door wide open, and it is Saturday Night vibes, and you cannot rug me right now, and I know you can't. And you put that suit on, bro. You put that suit on
Hey, Teo,
nice and
got a
tight.
surprise for you.
And yeah, I
Oh,
just had to
yeah?
come up here and
What's
say
that?
that. Like, yeah, this
I
boy,
thought you were gonna come
just so
talk
you
about
know,
collecting or something.
no, 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 no. This
She came
boy
to
Ooh.
cook,
tries to
bro.
catch
She came to
Yeah.
cook.
I came to cook. I came to cook tonight. Genevieve is out. She came to cook. This
Oh,
boy
okay.
tries to
Oh
catch
snap.
me left, right, and center every time he holds a space, trying to catch me as part of the Illuminati, the VV Illuminati, and have me drop the alpha.
Good work on
And
the
then he
Spider-Man.
buttoned up that suit real tight when David
Thanks.
came in tonight.
Yeah,
So when I heard that, I was like, okay,
of
nah, I
course.
gotta come cook. So I see you, Millie. I see you.
Thank you, Miss
Yo,
Magic.
Acro
Thank you
said
very
Omili got
much.
the
And I
suit
thank
on.
everybody for stopping by. There would be about 8 of us
Yeah,
if
thank
David
you.
Hey,
U
man.
wasn't here.
Any leads on who our cat thieves are working
Um,
for?
Shut up, Rob.
down a couple of problems that might
Did
be
anybody
connected.
else have anything?
Robberies on
Oh, actually,
Harlem's
I have
commercial
something
strip.
from one of our
Something
friends,
going down in East
David, our
Norton.
friend Wulu.
I'll post in
I
the app
always
when I
think
know
about him
more.
when it comes to
Cool.
this one thing on
Thanks,
the
dude.
app, and I don't know if tech-wise it'll be available at some point, but he is such a big collector
Miles,
of
we still
a
meeting
lot of
today?
things that are orange
Never
on
got a
the app,
text back
first
from
of
you.
all, and
Oh,
especially
yeah.
Tokidoki things.
Sorry.
Like he's just
I've
a
been wrapped up in my
fanatic
own
for this
stuff.
stuff,
But I'm
and
free now.
he was
Where?
really sad
Sweet. 78th and West
when
End.
they dropped who was that
78.
gold
By the
Yo,
Science
where's
Tokidoki
Center?
the
dragon?
thing?
Why there?
Uh,
Lucky.
You'll
The
see.
Dragon Girl.
Don't be late.
no, that's
Kaiju.
not it.
You
Kaiju
mean the golden
something.
kaiju?
78th and West End.
The
You
Golden
guys
We'll
remember
Kaiju.
find
that?
out
Not
what
too
she
long
needs.
ago. It was a
I
little
think
bit
it
Yeah,
I
was
think
longer
it's the
either
ago.
the
golden
Dragon
kaiju.
Girl or the Lucky Gold Dragon for the Year of the Dragon.
It was
I
yeah.
thought it
during
was a golden
New York
kaiju.
Comic Con. It was during New York Comic Con.
Yeah, I forget the name of it. Anyways,
It was a
um,
dragon, wasn't it? The dragon.
yeah. I just there's like a Asian name for it or
Lucky.
something.
Lucky.
It's
Lucky.
Lucky.
Yeah,
It was Lucky.
Lucky the big red dragon.
I don't think
Yeah.
that was it.
Well, the
Any
last Tokidoki was the Lucky Dragon.
Lucky Dragon. Is that all gold?
Uh, Let me have a look.
People
We,
gonna
we
yell
also
at
have
me.
the
Yeah, it's all
Sakura
gold. It's
Dragon
all
Guild.
gold.
The Sakura Dragon Guild hasn't come out as a gold edition. Um, yeah, we're working on that one. It's probably gonna be for the something.
Hola, mijo. I wanted to tell you my
I don't
Year
know
favorite
of
if
the
it's
pizza
gold
place at the
Dragon.
yet,
rally
but
tonight.
Yeah,
Look
well,
out
the
for a
Year of
logo with a
Dragon we did
giant
do
hero.
the Lucky.
Okay.
that's the one. Okay.
Thanks for the
So,
tip.
I wanted to ask,
Oh,
do you
Mom,
think
I wanted to
at
ask.
some point is this something that's
Since
being
you know
worked on,
everything
or
that's going on in
could it be
Harlem,
worked on where
have you heard of the
an
underground?
allocation right
Yes.
before the main
Mm.
drop
Vandalizing
can
Roscon
go to
Walk,
some
and I
holders
think they've been
of
recruiting kids around the
sets of the
neighborhood.
early
Why?
Mermicornos or something.
Invaders
Let's say
trying to
Mm.
get you
yeah,
involved
when
in
it's a
investigating.
Tokidoki drop,
No,
Yeah.
it'd be
no.
so nice if those
Uncle
people have
Ed
a
told me
chance
about him.
because he was
Yeah.
really sad.
I ran
He
into him.
wasn't able to
Yeah.
get that,
Someone
even though
stopped
he
by our
collects
house.
everything
Did you know he was
Tokidoki.
working there?
Of course, he went and
No.
paid in the aftermarket, but
You
Yeah.
know I don't want you
I felt
around me.
like you know
Mm.
But you and Dad never told me why I wasn't
Yeah.
allowed to see him
That's so.
anymore.
Yeah.
He used to come by
I,
the place all the
I totally
time.
agree with you in a way.
That's for
We
aliens.
should look at allocation, but
Give
the
me 1
problem is,
second. Sorry, honey. We're still
the
setting up.
backbone of the
It's all good.
technology doesn't really
Go save
allow
the
us
world,
to
Mom. One
allocate
vote at a
the
time.
way
Okay.
you
Have
say.
I ever told you you're my
And
favorite
also
son?
the other thing
I've
is
got
what
to keep
I'm trying to
competition.
do
Love you,
is to
Spy.
simplify for users coming on board. So what we're trying to do, my idea was that people who collect Tokidoki, and there's a huge market for Tokidoki physical toys, blind box already. To able to onboard them onto Vivi, we need
Maybe I could find a
simple
better use for
steps.
this.
And we'll be announcing some cool initiative that we're doing at San Diego Comic Con exclusive, I believe. That's that.
Yeah,
Well,
Acro.
without
I know
going
I
into
was
that,
off mute.
I,
I know I was
I come back 20 more seconds.
not muted.
Um,
I kept myself off mute
we
so that
will be
way
doing something to help
I could
onboard
be in the
mass
conversation.
market user, and the idea for the mass market user is the less confusion, like you have to own that, to craft that, to do this.
There's an assault happening nearby.
So we're going to try to simplify it. I know a lot of the OG collectors and the master collectors, you guys already know what crafting is and how that whole mechanism works. I think what we needed to do is actually just simplify everything a little bit. Like, for example, the Blackpink drop, maybe we could have just simplified it and do regional drop for specific posts or characters, lower the edition, maybe mix some of the more chaser item in it. The theory, there's hundreds of conclusion of theories we should be doing. But
Hey, Molasses!
at the
Up
moment,
here!
we still try to
Fire escape's
we're
shakier than it
we're
used to
always
be.
constantly gauging
Careful
what
on
the
the way up.
market is like, with new users and existing users, and try to find that fine balance is very, very hard. So for Tokidoki is something that we want to keep the price very reasonable, to adopt that
So,
new user, to bring them on board.
this is why you wanted
And
to
if
meet
they see
here.
something
Almost bailed, you
beautiful
took
like a
so
golden
long.
something,
Give me
it's
a
likely
hand,
they
it's
just want
stuck.
to try to get it in the blind box. But you probably seen recently there's few of these 88 edition. These are very,
Time
very
capsule's
low
seen better
vintage, and
days.
You
I'm
remember the combination?
not always 100%
Yeah,
agree
it's,
every drop we will need to do these type of numbers
man, it's,
low in it. We also want to make sure collectors out there
You
are
get it.
able to get
Y'all
it in
gotta
their hand
start remembering
without
this
paying
code. Not
exorbitant
always gonna be
price
around the
on
turn.
it.
We'll
But
remember,
I
we'll
understand there's some
remember.
chase element in it and the fun
Yeah,
around it.
good.
Like Kevin,
Now, where you
um,
gonna put inside?
I think Vivi
The
Magic
secret time
shared with me
capsule.
she
Only Miles
managed
and
to
I
get
know.
a Kevin
Oh,
today. I don't
that's
even know
right.
how it's
Keep it
possible.
secret. Keep it safe.
Um,
hey Rick,
but
you
it's
gonna take that
possible
job at
when
Roxxon or what?
you're in it, right? When
Why?
you
You gonna
push
take it
that
if I
buy
do?
now
Maybe.
button, you're gonna have a
Waiting to
chance
see
of
the
getting it
offer.
in the blind box.
Okay,
I'm glad
competition,
that
eh? Well,
Vivi
we're
Magic,
talking a
you
good
got one
game.
today.
Want me to
It's
read the
probably the most
clean
sought
energy
after
group? You know me.
collectible
Clean
in the
power,
app at the
save the
moment.
world.
It's definitely
I
going to be
love my
sitting
nerdy
up
fan
there
club.
with Donnie
Speak of
with
the devil,
the
lurks
edition
back
size.
in the safe.
88, getting our licensor even agree on it was hard.
Yo,
Proposing these
that
type
is
of numbers.
wild. Acro said the dude on Miles looks like Dez.
Wow, what a fair point you make right now. Because
Yeah.
when I
Yo,
think about it, with
that's
like
wild.
the edition size and getting Disney and Pixar to agree on such a low edition size, because when I saw that, I was like,
You remember the code,
oh my
right?
God, like I need it. There's just
Um,
no chance that I'm ever gonna get this. Like,
the
it
Fibonacci
hurts, but I'm
sequence.
gonna try
Nice.
regardless. And yeah, I messaged you
A
because
reward.
I don't know. It was Disney
I
Magic. It was
mean, our
not
energy converter was pretty
whitelist,
fire.
guys. Just
Truth.
FYI.
You think it
It
still
You know,
has a
was
we
display in the
pure.
Science Center?
It
we
was
Hope
pure white.
so.
there's no
Wow.
we don't do
Look
whitelist.
at
We
us.
don't have the
I know.
system
I'm
to do
Goober
well
that.
aware.
Central.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I think most people
Rick looking
keep
suave as
thinking,
ever, though.
Yeah.
there's something we done in the back to temper.
And
I wish
and
we
David,
could.
there's plenty. Okay, if there
Something
was
going on with
whitelist,
him?
where was my wallet on drop? Where was my
You guys
Steamboat
fight or
Willie
something?
UR on
Mm,
drop?
No,
Y'all can look at my
mm.
wallet and see
no
how much I
fight.
paid for those. You will know I did not get those on
Man,
drop.
It's
So yeah,
fine.
the whitelist does not
why
exist.
do we
But
really lose
yeah, I
touch?
had to message you because I was like, oh my gosh, it actually happened today.
Crap, no,
Yeah.
And
wait.
it was
I
yeah,
gotta
it
go.
was amazing, and I was
Hey,
shocked. those Met
I
numbers,
feel
because
like we both have
that's
stuff we're not
crazy.
sharing.
Because
Next time we
Disney
hang,
and Pixar
no
and the
secrets.
whole
Okay?
company,
Yeah.
they're a
Maybe.
machine. They have
Yeah.
their
If you're on
goals
time.
and the things that they want to do,
See you
and
soon,
I
short
think we all
stub.
understand that. And it's
You know
not
I'm taller than you now, right?
Not in here.
Yeah.
that Met run is crazy
I
for
mean,
Disney. It's
yeah.
crazy.
I mean, you can work it out. 88 unit times. How much were they selling for? 28 US, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you can't even break even to get pay one of the artists get out the bed to design that character on 3D.
And
Middle
this
school
drop,
graduation was
the
bittersweet.
collectibles are
Finn went to
it just,
Midtown
if you
High.
have not seen the
I got
socials,
into Brooklyn
have
Visions.
been
Said we stay in touch, but
such good feedback.
man,
The collectibles on this
this feels
drop
like a whole
are
new
so
world.
well done. They look
Man,
immaculate to
it
the
was so
details
good
of
to see
having,
Finn. I should find other time
the
capsules we
every
hit,
single
but
patch
a little
to
later. We
the
gotta get home
exact
for Mom's
standard
rally.
of Russell. Like, yeah, the collectibles
Good
look
time to use this Olympic
amazing.
ride pass.
Beautiful
Oh,
detail. I put
fantastic.
Kevin in AR today, and she's beautiful. Beautiful.
Fantastic. That's one thing I want to give lots of credit to the team is that we're getting much, much, much better, and it takes time to learn. Um, with Carnage and Venom coming out, you'll probably be seeing those are another two fantastic figures that the team's put together. Um, yeah, so whoever going to go for the crafting for those, they're going to be very lucky. And it took a long time for us to decide
Subway
whether
card.
if we
You
just
got
want
coffee?
the
I got it.
audience to craft a normal Mighties collectible, but then just went let's do a premium, like super premium collectible for
Come
crafting.
on, we're gonna be late.
The number is so low. I think there's 1111 of them, and I
Hey,
believe whatever's not
dude, I
crafted
am so feeling
eventually
your
will
suit with
be
snow.
burnt as
Are you
well.
still wearing your suit? Yeah.
So
Just in
that's
case.
another one that I'm looking
It's
forward
gonna be
to it.
fine.
It's very, very cool.
Yeah, David. I don't know that you saw it yet, but I
See,
had an
this
interview
is my
today with
favorite part of living in
one of
Harlem.
your VD
Pop-up street
artists
fair, best
who
food in the
spoke
city,
about Venom and
awesome music.
Carnage, and he didn't work
This is pretty
specifically
cool.
on them, but he talked about
What do you think
the
about Miles
trailer
Morales?
that
You gonna vote for
Still
him?
you
hard to
guys
think of Mom as
released,
a politician.
displaying them
She's been a
and
teacher my whole
just
life.
sort of the different
Similar skill
mechanisms
sets, right?
that you
Rallying
guys are
people,
exploring with the marketing of these
That looks really
collectibles.
cool.
And I said in the interview that I
You're
almost
welcome.
wish that we hadn't had the concept art, because had we not, we would have seen these things for the first time in these like sort of movie trailer
Sorry.
previews. And
Mm.
these trailers were fantastic, and I hope you guys
I
continue
should take
that
ASL with you next semester.
because
I've basically already
I
mastered
felt like it
Espanol.
gave
see?
us just a
Desde
different
cuando?
way of seeing the collectibles, and it
Mm.
was just so well done. And I think if you look at the socials, you'll see that many of us were very excited because the lighting and just the collectibles themselves are
This
fantastic.
is my girlfriend Steph.
And
She just started
kudos to
volunteering
the
at
team
Feast. Good to
and
meet you.
you know, sort of
I'm sure we'll run into each other at the shelter.
reaching out to
No
all
shifts for you
aspects
till
of the
after
team,
winter
and not
break.
just per se the marketing,
Open
but
by then.
including
What do you
the
mean?
artists themselves
Don't worry about
in
it.
the
Enjoy your
process
mom's
of
speech. I'll call
disseminating
you
this
after
out to
break.
the community, because it shows, and I feel
Sweet
like
kid.
it's what you guys are bringing out right now is fantastic, and so
Yeah.
I hope to see more of that.
Thank you. And I also do hope licensors will allow us to make better ads. And you have to keep in mind we do come with problems. And just to give you guys some idea, we love to market these with beautiful videos, how it looks
Love
like
Miss
in
Morales.
AR with music in the background.
Look,
But the
Roxanne's
honest
really into
truth
that
is,
constant vigilance
these
thing, huh?
collectibles are so good. If we were to do a beautiful video featuring in the real life, showing people the AR, it become a problem because
Hey,
companies like
you okay?
Sony or
Yeah,
movie
it's just like
studios start getting emails
Invades, my bad.
thinking there's another movie of Carnage coming out or Venom, um, and
It'll be okay.
it creates problem.
Your mom's got people looking out
Years
for her.
ago when we were doing some stuff trailers for the Spider-Man, there's actually video footages that we kept in VV in our own safe. We locked away that Sony didn't really want these footage to go out because they look so real. It looks like if you're watching a Spider-Man film. Because you can imagine with a bit of AI help in animations and with the technology these days, with those 3D figures we have, we could make a beautiful ad with all those other premium collectibles that we have in one place. And hopefully we'll see some more in the future. We just need to figure out how we can do an ad. Maybe we just write this as an ad for VV, not a movie or something. But people do get freaked out and think it's real. It's like there's a remake of some film, or there's a Carnage film coming out of Venom, a new one. Yeah, and we take all the feedback from our users, and I've seen it. They should be animated, it should have sound, it should have this and that. We kind of know, but the studio doesn't often let us have everything we want, because you don't see a toy company out there making all one with everything. With a fandom that just walks by itself and have sound and physical toys. So we have limitations what we can do with licensed sources. It takes time, and every single piece we do, the craftsmanship behind it, the artists, and we should promote the artists a lot more, because most people probably think these are just AI generated, which they're not. They're fully sculpted by a talent who's been looking through all the resource that there's online or through the Marvel libraries, to make this collectible for you guys on VB. They are our own exclusive in a way. They're not just like an asset that being pulled out from one game or something to give to us.
Yeah, the man that I interviewed today, Jaime Unreal, has an astounding resume. I thought I knew him before we did this interview, but oh my gosh, the plethora of work he's done and his experience, and he had such a beautiful story, and to see him working with you guys, like, I don't know, I'm so moved. Like, he loves it. Like, he was a collector on Wii before he worked with you guys, and that was even more impressive to me. Like, he found out about BB and the comics and everything, but he has such passion. And he was a guy that said, like, I was working a job box for minimum wage, and I would have been paid making minimum wage as an artist, but at least I would have been doing what I love. And then, I said, what's your favorite part of working with BB? And he said, I get to create these amazing characters and things that I love. And it's not the same thing day in and day out. It's, this week I have this character, this week I have another character. And I don't know, I just found it so inspiring that you have this amazing talent for somebody who has been in film, television, made logos for crazy companies, but has a passion for what he's doing with BB, and I thought that was really cool. And I hope we get to see and hear more of these, people that are working for your company. Like, we love hearing from you guys, but even hearing about your talent, the people that you guys are employing, like, I think we would all love to hear more of that, because these people we're getting to know and understand are so passionate, not only in their fandoms, but then also in the art that they create. And for me personally, it makes me more tied and drawn to your products, because I appreciate what they are creating for us. And so I hope we get to see more of that. It's remarkable.
Yeah, thank you. I'll definitely pass it down up to the teams. It's great to get feedback like this. And we do talk about a lot that we should really get the talents out. But and I guess what we were a little bit of gun shy was that we kind of don't want our artists or talent to be attacked on social. Um,
Distraction.
there's times where we get a little things wrong. Um,
Let's not shoot
and
each
I'm
other,
not
all right?
saying we never get anything right or wrong. We're always going to make a little bit of mistake here and there. And just to set the record straight, Electra's pretty cool. There's nothing wrong with Electra. Um,
Oh, he didn't.
um, um, I speak to the people who created Electra. That's how she looked in real life. I mean, she probably can come up a little bit better, but we will continue to work hard. But yeah, honest truth is, we just don't want the talent to get attacked when they done nothing really wrong or not knowing, have the knowledge from their perspective, maybe a color or a shade or something slightly off. But slowly we'll start introducing them into some sort of video. Corey probably can do an interview with them and have them jump on some podcasts or some video streams, AMA, to give them feedback, or set up some one-on-one how 3D collectibles are built, and things to think of. Yeah,
Yeah, we want to be
there's a
fans
lot
for
of
them
stuff.
too, right, David?
Yeah,
We
yeah,
want to be their fans. Like, these are the things that we're here to collect, and we want to get to know the people that made them for us. Like, of course, we love
yeah,
the IP, but if there's a collectible that we really love and really love the way it looks, like, we would love to connect with the person that made it for
yeah.
us.
I mean, the amount of talent and hours that goes through, in the supply chain for Phoebe to release a figure is not is and this is one of the reasons why you never see our competitors continuously every week there's something on the line, because we as a company want to be in that space of being the premium, the first of everything. um, I don't believe anyone has one or two, even more releases every single week. It's because we want to bring you as much characters to fill those showrooms to reach across all type of audience. And to create one of those characters, it requires a lot of manpower, both from the initial concept, it goes into the production, it gets IP approval, the producers of those films, the studio have a say in it, the color, the brand approving process, the marketing, our drop master who mint the collectibles, and just the whole storyline goes behind, and the amount of legal that goes through this licensors, and then Phoebe needs to find a slot of time that best fit. Sometimes these process goes as far back as 1 year to complete. I mean, with Blackpink, you've seen it took much longer than that. So every single week you see what you see comes out. It's hundreds, if not thousands, of hours from the people who create the storyline to bring it to light, and went through every stage to bring this collectible through. There's actually a lot behind it. The app was exclusive because you guys probably remember we dropped the actual balloon house a couple years back, and I think this is just a nice addition to go and to I won't say complete, be part of that whole play set. And we are going to start bringing out more cool stuff that you can do nice display with, like the diner we did with the cars. We got another exceptional piece coming out. My team was able to share with me a week or two ago, and hopefully that will we'll see a lot more people posting cool fun photos with it, and that's what we are going to start try to bring to our audiences, a lot more playful things. You can put things together.
That's amazing, David. I had a quick question. I'm not sure legally if this can be answered or not, but I gotta ask if you guys still have the Medicom IP. think we got you
Oh
announced
yes,
that.
yes,
Oh, you do. Okay, okay. A few of
yes.
us have been waiting for that patiently, so we
Oh,
will
are you
continue to do
okay?
that. Yeah.
I will make a note and see if we can make this speed up. Like, uh, yeah, as soon as possible. Like next week, I guess. I hope. I've written down on the wish list for you guys.
Okay, because I've seen a lot of Bear Brick behind you, so I don't know if that comes with that license or some Banksy. That's something cool down the
Mm.
line. Down the line.
Yeah, yeah, they do a fantastic art interpretations, with the beer break where you
Yeah.
get Andy Warhol license on it. You see a lot of Basquiat, Keith Haring. I see them, and I see they do Marvel, DC, Sesame Street character. They're pretty much similar to what we do in the physical, where they
Oh,
they put the patterns of these over the beers that's been going on for like 20 years. A huge collector myself, because I love the artwork and I love the colors. Yeah, and they're very sought after now, some of the early pieces as well. But definitely, I will be putting Medicom down on my list.
personally, that's amazing. Thank you very much. People in the crowd, I don't know if you guys got a couple questions. You could throw them in the comment box at the bottom right. Make it about collecting, though. We don't wanna, ask no random stuff. But if it's about collecting, I wouldn't mind asking if we got David for a couple more minutes.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, I haven't got my marketing or lawyers up there yet, so I can see.
Okay, perfect.
I kind of want to ask the question that is the elephant in the room, really, but I don't think you should ask it when it comes to today's drop.
What's happened with?
Oh, you know what? Let's go to prop. We'll come back to this one. I think you're right, Magic. I think you're right.
I just had a clarification question about what you said about the comics earlier. Now, I
Mm,
know you were speaking about the physical comics and about how like those are the rare editions of those that you get allocated from Marvel when you do your orders. But
correct.
I thought you may have been speaking about the comic books that are on VV Comics um, website. Like, were you saying that eventually comics that do not sell out on there will be eventually pulled as well, or did I
Yes.
confuse that?
Yeah. Yes, you are
Ah,
correct. So, um,
I have no
I
idea.
I probably should have had marketing announce it. Well,
No!
yeah.
No,
Okay.
I'm not your
Um,
enemy! What are you doing?
yes. The unsold products eventually will be retired on VV Comics, which means they will be deleted. So whatever limited edition there is, you'll never be able to get them again once we delete them.
all right.
What?
This
Yeah.
is mind-blowing news. Okay, thank you. Okay.
Mm. Um, yeah. I probably should have. I knew I'm going to say something that probably going to disrupt
Nah,
something, but it's part
it's
of
very
collecting, right?
casual.
I
It's
mean,
okay.
as a
Yeah, it
retail
is.
shop, you eventually always have to take shelf products off the shelf, and keep them collectible. They have a time frame on it, and the reason why they're a bit longer right now is because we're working on onboarding new
What
publishers.
happened to
So our
Rockstar being here
focus is
for us?
actually the back end onboarding,
They were gonna
but we
shoot
also
me!
don't want people to come
They
on
didn't
and
even listen!
everything just say sold out or delete or burn.
Are you
Um,
okay?
we want to give them a chance to get something at $6.99 plus
I
$2.99.
don't know.
Yeah.
And some of these editions are so well, most of them are all very low. So um, I, I was up there the other day trying to get a cover I want. Believe it or not, I pulled four of the same cover. But lucky they were the rare ones, so I wasn't too disappointed.
Oh, that's
Um,
good.
but I was actually trying to pull the Alex Ross Scrooge McDuck cover
You want breakfast?
on VV Comics. It's the number one. It's the first one that
This is
Marvel and
messed up.
Disney,
That's not what happened.
um, yeah, to come together to celebrate. and a few of the Marvel artists, top artists, did all these covers. I'm just trying to get them all. It's just
Yeah, is that the one with the Scotty Young and the Momoko on it too?
To the campaign
yes.
headquarters. You boys need
I really
anything
like
back?
all those covers. Yeah.
I could pick up.
Yeah.
groceries
So
local.
it's been the last few weeks has been pretty amazing. I mean, the month of June, so many good
Why would I
covers
quit?
from great artists.
I said I'd fight for my home.
Yeah. So hopefully that answers your question. That we will be retiring those unsold edition or pull them off the shelf. But you will be able to buy the ECL copy all the time.
That is awesome.
You just won't able to do the upgrade once we pull it off.
You know that.
Got you. Excellent news.
Okay,
I'm pretty sure.
Awesome question, Prop. Awesome question.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm sure I'm the only person who cares anyway. So it's
yeah.
I think a lot of people care because it makes that front it makes those frontless covers more desirable to collect.
I don't mind.
Once you know they're going to be pulled. Totally, it's similar to when Yu-Gi-Oh or card game when they do their first edition, right? Runs. Those are the most sought after one. And afterward, it's just reprints, second reprint, third reprint. I mean, you can buy Amazing Spider-Man AF-15 reprint, for cover price, maybe $10 more, just really for the reading purpose of it.
So wait, David, can I ask real quick? So as more users come and everything, that 1,000 number, I would assume, would be increased, right?
No,
not necessarily.
Not in particular. Well, no, not necessary at all. We trying to keep these numbers very collectible and desirable at the moment. We did tweet a little bit for X-Men 97 because it just how popular it is in the real life. I mean, all the bookshops, even if you go into the comic store, you won't even able to find it because the store just under-ordered them. Same thing, we just put a little bit more on so it relieves some pressure from people who try to go into the retail shop and not able to buy it. You have to keep in mind the day-to-day comic is really ideally for reading, catching up with stories, and it allows people to click from value 1 onwards. And the physical market, a lot of these books are ordered months ago. So if I'm a retail shop in New Zealand, I have to order them through the publishers maybe even 2 months ago. We'll know the title's coming. And then once it's been printed, allocated to us, we have to then wait for another couple months to make sure that we have enough inventory to air freight it at once or sea freight it. By the time it gets to the retail shop, a lot of these people are not even able to buy for reading, they buy to collect. So what we have seen is, and what we like to see is users who collect the physical are buying them for collectability, but they are coming onto VV to read them earlier. If that makes sense, because that's why the day-to-day comic is being introduced, is so globally people can read them on the same day as it comes out in the shop. I mean, I have a X-Men 97 #1 physical comic, which got given to me, but I don't even open it because I don't even want the page to crease, but I read them on VV. And that was the whole mentality idea, is that a lot of people who just get one copy
what's good, Evolve?
in the physical
what's
form,
good?
they get to keep that in mint condition.
I'm in the
Yeah, that's actually what I do because since I'm
Spaces
like
right now.
right
Yo,
at
man.
midnight, I'll
What's
be
good,
hosting
Evolve? How's it
spaces
going?
for
Yo,
the comic drop, and
Akron,
then
you
like the
said
next day I'll go to the
Nexus
shop
would
and
look like Miles
buy the
video
books that I want from that
You should
drop
tell
because
him that.
it's giving me like kind of like a little bit of the alpha for I've said this before too, in a space where like I see like which ones are the SRs, which ones are like really popular in the market. So then I go the next day and I pick up the physical ones to match the ones from the digital pickup. But then the physical stores have actually lesser copies of some of these books.
Yeah, it's because a lot of shops under order them, or they got their orders scaled back, or something like that.
Oh,
um,
hey Pete, what's going
yeah,
on?
they are very popular. Most of the
You say you hear
fighters,
the space
they
over
have a
me?
good
Oh, do I need to
storyline around them.
turn me up?
Um, what else?
I have a question actually. I
Evolve?
don't know if you know that Emoji hosts a comic book space,
It's okay.
and he
Oh
has
wait, hold on,
guests
man.
come in to chat about like one of the modern books that come out. And I don't know if you're ever busy or free enough to join Emoji in this space and talk about one of the current books that are out. And it's just like an hour they talk about it. And I don't know if you want to tell them more, Emoji.
Actually, yo, mahalo. That thank you.
I'm
I
gonna stop
appreciate
you.
that.
I promise.
Yeah. I, you know what? I'll do one better. David, you. So we've been hosting, and I say we because it's a
Yeah. Okay.
community-run
Thanks.
comic space,
Hey,
really,
good
where
luck
we
learning some
grade
karate.
comics that are on the platform, 1 to 10, and we have guest people come in and choose their own comic that they want to review, and we'll assign a grade to it, and there's a visual component and everything. You can check out the one we just did with John. But I have a question for you, David. Would you be interested in being one of our special guest reviewers to review a comic of your choice off of the VV Comics platform?
Of course, I would.
So let's.
I wouldn't mind, to be
Mm-hmm.
honest. Probably after SDCC though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'd love to join on, and I probably, yeah, I need to see what I want to start off reading. Is most of the comics are being earmarked? I mean, how does it work?
So.
I did
Mm-hmm.
jump on it. I did see spaces, people doing readings on it.
Okay. Yeah, so we started with the Ultimate Invasion storyline, and we've been kind of going through there. But I mean, at this point, you can choose any comic that you want that's on the VV website. The reason why we do that is because I want to obviously give it an accessible price point for anyone, depending on no matter what happens with the NFT. But any book you want. Like we've covered a few, but this is only the 11th episode, the 12th episode. So
Okay.
I'm sure anything you choose would be fine. It just has to be on the Levy Comics website.
Cool. Have you guys done any Star Wars?
We have not.
Ooh. Okay. Okay. Um, without giving too much away, we might have some real cool Star Wars one coming out, so maybe that could work quite well.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
Well,
But
look.
yes,
Actually.
yes.
Mhm.
Put me down.
So here's what we have right now. Right now we are booked out until August 22nd. But I mean, this is David. Pick a
No,
Thursday. Pick a Thursday, and then I could slide whoever whoever's in the
no,
spot.
no. No, I love to go in order. I'm, so we got the SDCC, and
Hmm.
then I got another blockchain crypto show I have to appear in Asia. Then I'm back to D23 in Anaheim
Okay.
around early August. So I'm fully back in the office mid August again.
Oh, perfect.
So it will be probably after towards the end, to be honest, the last Thursday of August,
Okay, so
if I can do it.
no, that would be
But there's
perfect.
earmark around there.
Yeah, so that would be perfect. Actually, you're gonna go right after Vivi Magic, who just graciously signed up today for her review.
Okay.
So we'll have you for August
Hey,
29th.
did?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So we'll have you August 29th, and then just let me know what book you want to read. You can
Okay.
DM it to me, or yeah, if you want to DM it to me, then we can set that up.
Sounds good.
Okay, guys, I gotta do a couple questions from the crowd. Superstar Money says, "What's your favorite Pokemon character that you collect, David?"
Uh, I
Oh,
character.
sorry, hold on. I should warn Superstar Money. This does not mean go make a video saying David you
All right, we
confirms
back. I say
Pokemon
turn
coming to
space
VV.
down a
He does.
tad
They
or
do a
me
lot of
up.
clickbait on the on the
All right.
YouTube title. So I don't know if I'm
Let
getting
me
set
tweak
up.
that.
Don't do that, guys. I'm watching you.
I don't want to turn
Uh,
spaces down, um, but I could turn me up a
Yeah.
little bit.
uh, I collect all the OG stuff. To be very honest, I don't really collect all the more recent sets. It just
All
some of
right,
the
testing,
Pokemon.
testing, one,
There's just
two.
too many of them. I tell you what, I did meet the world number
Yo,
three
I definitely
Pokemon
did
player.
solidify that in my schedule,
Um,
my
wow.
bro. I
and
definitely did.
and in
Well, you heard
south
it
of
here first,
France.
folks.
He's American.
Davey was
He was
coming
just
through
happened to
on
be
the
there
comic
with his
shop,
parent.
August 29th. Let's get it.
Yeah, current positions number 3 on the online Pokemon game. So, and I show him Phoebe, and straight away he got it. He was so kind. He actually won the world championship number 3 title, and to participate with Nintendo or Pokemon give you these beautiful limited edition trainers T-shirt. He gave me his one, and it's like brand new. He hasn't worn it. I felt so bad. He actually came to the lobby and said, "Sir, I want to give you this T-shirt that I won on Pokemon." Being the 3rd place, it's a brand new T-shirt, a trainer's T-shirt. He said you can only get this when you keep ranking and got to the top. So I was so humble, and yeah, but I had to take it because it's collectible, and I'll never be number 3 in the world. So I took the chance. But yeah, but Pokemon's still huge. I collected some of the best cards I have. It's just basically things that I had left over from my early days of retail shop when I was selling Pokemon. I got a few
Yo,
booster
where's this?
boxes of the early sets, and mainly probably nearly a complete set of the holographic um, products. A few first edition. I've been selling Pokemon since 97,
Oh, there
98.
it is.
And keep in mind, those first edition Charizard, I used to sell them in the shop for like 45, 50 US. Now
Wow.
you're getting a PSA 10. Is I don't know. The Charizard's going for what, 450, 500,000, probably a bit more. And I've been watching Ken Gordon, the Netflix season 2. I'm not sure if you guys have managed to start watching it.
King
Some
of
of the
Collectibles, I believe.
yeah,
Yeah.
the trainers car. My God, some of the trainers cars is just getting record price. And even that, some of the comic that's featured on the show is gone berserk as well. And the early baseball, I saw an episode where this gentleman who's one of the baseball team owner in the States, and they went through his collection. I don't even want to know how much is that collection worth.
Wow.
Just by counting it, how much he was saying on TV is like 10 million here, 20 million there. That the guy must have like 100 to 200 million dollars worth of early baseball cards. These collectibles, even not even I would say not even a decade ago, they were not at this type of pricing. So there's a
Oh,
lot of
evolved.
hot
Or acro. Is my mic better now in relation
high
to
net worth
spaces?
individuals basically going for them. Um, and watching the show made me think why people do that, why people were willing to buy. Um, and there are a couple of reasons. Number one, I recently started collecting very small collection. I just only started collecting VHS. And this is because common crypto guys posting so many VHS
Thank you. Appreciate it, acro.
on, and there's just so many classic film that I grew up with. And when you think about it, and not just VHS, even the games, and some of the game prices is going for $200,000-300,000. The Mario Brothers, the original games of Zelda, and makes you think. Um, one of the major reasons is a lot of these collectors who's buying them now, they become maybe a tech entrepreneur, or their company went IPO, they made a lot of money, they have
Yeah, I
disposable
like
income,
Miles'
but
suit. It's a
when
dope
they
design.
see things that they grew up with,
Running
that
a
memory,
test upload.
that product, that brand, they go and buy it regardless. They just want to have a 9.8 or even a 10 out of 10, prestige condition of something. And you
You sure we're
continue to
ready?
see this. So that came to my mind, and then what came to my mind next was we today is actually paving the way for the next generation of collectors, because the new generation that's coming on, like my brother's kids, they are into everything digital. It's either they play sports or they watch YouTube, and they watch YouTube for entertainment value of people playing game, and then they play Fortnite, Roblox, whatever. They would rather to get a digital credit on their game than a voucher to buy a toy or something. And why I say we're paving the way, because when they grow up, they're gonna go, well, I sing all these Disney films, I know them all. I don't actually want the physical, but the digital they understand, because they pour so much money at the very early age of their childhood, and that generation will pass on to their next generation. Because my brothers are asking me to show his kids some of my older Pokemon cards, and that's because we grew up with them. So we're trying to pass it on, and it's just keep going down. So the next generation, when they come up buying and getting used to digital, they will go, hey, I show you the, hopefully they will go, I show you the Fifi collections I got, things like this. And that was what's going through my mind, thinking, what will it be like in the future in 5 to 10 years time? Because considering some of these collectibles is just getting out of control prices, I don't even know if anyone can just go out and buy a first edition Charizard because they want it in their collection. It's almost impossible to acquire one, and the price you have to pay to acquire one to complete the set, it's getting outrageous.
These guys out. Can't stealth these guys till they calm down. They're too alert.
Very, very true. There you go, superstar. And sorry, Mahalo. I just gotta, take care of the people in the crowd real quick. And I'm not even gonna bring up the PTSD.
Afraid to come out, Spider?
What
Did you
happened to
see
his
Omar's question?
Pokemon collection? Yeah. Shout out Justin. I don't know what you did with those Pokemon cards. We could have all been rich with you, but here we are. Someone asks, we understand transfers cannot come back, at least for now. Is there any chance it could be some type of trading though, like a one-to-one trading down the line, just for collectors to kind of, if they have triples and whatever and they want to trade, like you said, we should
Yeah,
have one to do it.
yeah, we are looking into it, and I believe Pinnacle recently did a trading day. So we're trying to understand how that model works, and try to see how they element it. Wizard of the Coast, who does the Magic the Gathering game, they do the online game, and I think you players allowed to trade with the company. So different company uses different approach to do trading. Uh, our most important thing is, number one, is the safety of the users, um, because that's where all the bottleneck is in customer service when you open something. When one individual can take advantage of someone else, they will try, and that's one of the key pressure point. But we'll have a meeting and discuss furthermore, and take the learning that Pinnacle did recently, and just see if we could replicate something similar.
Perfect. MJ, there you go. Let's go to Nas Clint, who's here with a San Diego Comic Con question, I believe.
Yeah. Hey, what's up, Omillite Prop, Moji, Juan, Magic, Mahalo, Justin, Mr. Yu.
Hey,
How
brother.
you doing?
Good.
Right. I wanted to first off say thank you. We got the public announcement. Shout out to Vivi, Bam
Yo,
Bam,
I
and
hit up.
Jay
You
Green
about to
out
think
there
I'm
for
like mad rude
putting
because I'm not doing any
community together in the
donations.
first place, and then
Something
they
happened to
announced
Say
that
hi.
you guys are doing the event, sponsoring it. So again, thank you on behalf of the community. I'm sure everyone that's going to go is going to have a blast. But I wanted to ask you, do you have any Rob Liefeld stories at all?
He's lying.
Rob is the guy who did the Deadpool.
Yeah, the one that created Deadpool.
Yeah. If he's coming.
Oh, I mean,
So
No,
what
he asked
was
if
the
you have any
question?
stories with him.
yeah, I was asking if you have any collector stories, anything relating to Rob
Yeah,
Liefeld at all.
yeah. I actually first met Rob at a London movie. There's a show in London. If you're in UK, you guys have it annually, similar to Comic Con, but it's a London movie and TV comic expo. And this is going back many years ago. It must be like 2016, 17 era. I went and met up with Rob, and yeah, he had a stand there. I can't remember on top of my head what he was selling, but all I can think of tried to get him to sign my Deadpool. I'm a huge fan of his, and I do own the first appearance of Deadpool. So I think I had that one signed, and then a couple years ago he was at San Diego Comic Con, and he was on stage doing some signing. And before he did the signing, I was very lucky that Marvel let me through to the back room, and I had a good, I think, a good 10 minute with him. Just talk about the characters, and obviously I used that opportunity to get more signing done. So I had, I can say I had a little exclusive signing period with Rob on that. Yeah, but nothing, no, not really. Didn't get into too much about collecting
Nah, you good,
stories
Evolve. You good.
in regards with them. Apart from just
I
the
appreciate
piles
you
of
for
comic I
stopping through,
had,
bro.
and I had a lot of other stuff that he drawn. He's not just super famous for the Deadpool, but there was a lot of other X-Men Wolverine stuff he did as well.
Yeah,
Wasn't
Cable
it?
as well.
Wasn't it last year at San Diego Comic Con that his wife and like her family was at the booth?
No,
And
that was another artist.
oh, I thought that was him.
That was Arthur Adams, I think.
It had something to do with Deadpool and like the creator of Deadpool, and it was the wife, and we had the Mighty shirts on, and
Yeah,
she really wanted the Mighty shirt, and
yeah, no,
yeah.
I think that one was someone else, another very famous artist. I think it was
Okay.
Arthur Adam was there, or
Okay.
but Rob was there for very fast, just for that signing period. That's it. It must be the year before.
No, I remember saying hi to her too. She had a badge that had her last name, and she was just hanging out at the booth for a little bit.
Yes, she was. Yeah, and the husband is a comic artist that did a few exclusive covers for us as well. Mm.
So the reason why I was asking that, David, is because I don't know if you know or not, but Rob lives down here in Southern California, and he's doing what you guys are doing as far as the event wise. He's actually buying out tickets of full theaters here in
Oh,
Southern California, and actually having people go out and watch the movie, and he's actually showing up to it. So I just wanted to kind of bring it up that since he's active here in Southern California, maybe David you could do some David you things and
oh man.
and throw
Yeah.
him an invite and get another collector moment, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I yeah, we have invited quite a few Marvel team and executive to the screening that we going. Yeah, so hopefully you guys will enjoy. Everyone will enjoy it.
Awesome. Thanks again, David.
So mahalo.
Sorry to bring it back to the comics, but actually it got me thinking when David was talking about the 25 or the ratios of the comics where they order like over 100 books to get a special variant. So I was thinking with the modern comics, would you consider something like where if you have like 50 of the commons or hundreds of the commons, do like a burn or a craft to get the SR or something like that?
Yeah, the only issue is we don't have that mechanic built in. I know a lot of people think because that's the way we have built it has all been random, um, randomly distributed through for the the blind box, just in case because our system does get audited when people do request an audit on how the blind box work. It's all randomly done, so I don't think we could actually take it out and relist it. I will talk to the team and see if it's even possible, but I can see what you mean, is that there will be people who will want to use up their MCP points to get some of the more exclusive covers or something. But the other hand is we really want you guys to the people who bought them genuinely through the blind box, they have that chance to pull that secret rare. I'll be interested to know if anyone have every single frontless common secret rare, at least just one. That would be something quite interesting. I might get one of our team have a look at if anyone's account managed to get one of every frontless SR or even ultra rare is very low.
Looks like a good time to try out those remote mines.
That is a great question.
Yeah.
What's going on with the cameras?
Anybody else got one up here?
That was in Harlem. Rhino took out a whole power plant. Could have messed with more than
Whoa,
one
you did
neighborhood.
good. Let me ask something about no one's talking, right?
No, you're good.
Okay. I wanted to ask something about getting the anime licenses and anything in Korea, David. We were talking to Justin, and he gave us just a bit of a story, and you guys say what you can about how tough it is to go into those meetings and be able to sign something where other people are bidding a lot more than you, but somehow you end up with the license. Me personally, that's very inspiring for me as a small business. So I wanted to ask you, how do you get yourself ready for those meetings to go in there knowing you're kind of David against a Goliath? You're going against the giants who have like an open briefcase of money, and somehow you walk out with the license. How does that happen for you?
I mean, I
Yo, he asking David to flex real quick.
it's very, 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 very difficult. Yeah, I know a lot of our competitors are trying to do the same thing. Because you have to keep in mind,
We're trying to make more.
a foreign
Mason didn't leave behind
especially
any notes.
Japanese company,
Well,
they
I
are
had heard
much
that one
more.
canister of new form survived the
There's a lot of
incident on the bridge.
hierarchies
Now,
that
if we
goes
have
on.
access to that, don't you think
Number one is
that if I have
it goes from the bottom to the top, right?
Yes,
And
Mr. Cleveland.
the top
I just want to make it clear that
executive
without that
might
canister,
not
it will be impossible to
be
hit the deadline.
thinking the strategy is digital. You have to keep in mind Japan is a market with, the electronic sales are very, very strong. I mean, no doubt about it, but they don't actually understand any of the European market. They rely on licensing the rights to publish people who's going to air the cartoons or the Netflix. So they normally do these partnership deals. And then the other problem is the signing of the licensing right. They are very protective what they will license out in certain territories. For give you an example is licensing a mark or a t-shirt is going to be much easier than licensing a digital collectible or electronic gaming or anything to do with the digital through media. So that's hard. And the other problem is normally they won't allow you to sell in certain territory because they don't own all copyrights in every territory, or maybe they have signed some certain parts away. Then followed by you have cross ownerships. So just to give you an example, Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball and what of Dragon Ball today, they are all cross have multiple ownerships and consortium owning them. So getting approval is not just from one entity; it's a conglomerate of people. need to approve. And the other side is, and working with Japanese companies, being a distributor myself through trading card like Yu-Gi-Oh, it takes tremendous amount of effort to get them to trust you. But once that trust has been built, you'll have their support all the way for long term, and you try to use as much as that time to to enhance and to build other catalogs with them, because a lot of time the publishers represent multiple producers. So just to give you an example, what you're seeing on the packaging of what's being put out on Netflix and cartoon. But if you look at all the credit, there's a lot of producers and cross writers, and they in Japan they really respect these producers and writers. So on top of that, you need to get the producers and writers agree as well. And this goes on with similar with Disney and the film company we deal with, like Universal. The studio predominantly, some of them are just, they're just publishers. They just happen to publish and put the movies on the program on. Doesn't mean they own all the rights to merchandising. So pitch deck is relatively pretty deep, and try to gauge them. You walk into a meeting pretty much expecting everyone's going to go cold on you, and they normally do in the first few meetings until you get to know them and understand what they're looking for. And when you come back, you better be prepared to present them something what they want to hear, in a way caters that business, how you're going to represent them the best globally. And these are just some of the things that we have hurdles on and we get through. The team try to support me as much as possible to come up with great innovation ideas. You guys have seen our collectible originally is very static, and then the premium stuff got better, then it has sound, then it has animation. So it does take a long time to demonstrate and show people our innovation approach and how we do things.
Like, a lot. I know.
That's fascinating, David. Thank you for sharing. I'm always preaching how I think people would appreciate some of this stuff more if it wasn't just, yes, it's a cool collectible, and the price goes up and down. But if they knew the work behind it, I know me personally, when I was hearing those stories of early meetings with YG and stuff, even though we can't get too much into it, I can kind of, it paints a picture enough to know how much work goes into it, and that's only one side. And then you get the concept, and then you get the guy to create it, then you get, you send it to the IP, and they send it back and say it's not right, all that stuff. And shout out to Magic again, speaking to one of the creators. I think it'll help people find more value than just what's in the collectible when you start to buy the story behind the people who are making it happen. So that's been my only push to get more of that. So thank you for
Yo,
sharing
we
that,
got
and I hope we
two
get more and
in
more
here right
stories like
now.
that,
Feel free to
because it
repost the
really
room.
does, at least for some of us who really care about the app, it
Thanks for
makes us
everyone in here.
understand
Feel free
what
to
we're actually
repost.
holding instead of looking at the secondary
Appreciate y'all.
market, which is all people do.
Yeah, thank you. And the other thing is, the yeah, I constantly get asked, by collectors or even friends, what how we perceive and what we see in our competitors. And once again, I just need everyone to understand that we are kind of in the same sea, we're in the same position as everyone else, and we really just want to see other people follow, as well, because when they do good, the industry does good. And I was giving an example to someone the other day, for AI to be a huge industry, which it looks like it will be, because all the adoption, that easiness, and there's multiple company all pushing for that same technology comes out. Same as collecting through digital means, you need a lot of competitions. You need a lot of company coming out with innovative way of attracting new users to collecting. So the more the better. So the collecting is not really just about Fifi. It's about all the other communities and other projects. I was quite lucky. I was in Portugal for the NFC event last month, and the amount of project and the amount of attendees in that show was amazing. Consider the event ticket was like €600. The quality of the project and the artists and the just everything was the people, the vibe, it's just another level for that community. And I heard the front, the block, the NFT Paris is even bigger.
Any regret?
So
Destroying
these
the
are
thing
all
you
great
made?
signs to see that the industries are here to stay, as long as we keep continue promoting that those artists who's doing new projects
Ready?
continue to have followers and doing
Triggering
great things.
override in 3,
Together the industry
2.
will be here for a long time.
That wasn't me.
Industrial sabotage, Rick? Really?
A great point. And we are seeing a couple more kind of collectible apps popping up. I know there's another one called Fanable that is starting up. I haven't had a chance to look at it though, but one of our community members, and actually even two of them actually, Comics and Crypto is working with them, and our guy Sergio who runs the VV Facebook fan page. So we'll see what that's about. Yeah, hopefully we get more of that happening. Justin, I had saw your mic off. I don't know if you wanted to add anything to my IP talk, or we can jump to prop. Justin, go ahead, prop.
Yeah, I just had a question actually for anyone to explain this to me, but
Rick was trying to
David,
save people.
you were mentioning a terminology I wasn't aware of. It was called frontless comics. I wasn't sure if that was like mentioning like a ratio of the comics, or that's actually like the type of a comic.
Oh, okay.
Now let's leave.
So you probably want to you probably want to
Don't forget the
visit
day one
the
releases.
vivi.me/comics, and you will able to see all the frontless comics that we don't release on Fifi Collectibles. So there's actually two apps out now, two platforms. There's the Fifi Collectibles, which we still continue to release new products every week. And every so often we do drop some of the back listed comic book from Marvel. So these are like the older post launch products. Now the Phoebe frontless comic is what we call the frontless comic that you see in the same day as the retail shop, and we're talking like comic retail or book retail shop will be selling this month's issue of that Marvel comic. Everything on the Phoebe Comics site, you can buy the ECL copy to read. So just like you do with Amazon, and there's a companion app that you can download to read it on the tablet. We are working on the web version, so eventually you will be able to read all your frontless comics and comics on web as well. Now, the beauty about the frontless comic is the editions are all very small runs. So a title can be as low as 1,000 edition, and I think they are all currently set at 1,000. You buy the ECL, which is range from $3.99 to $4.99, so you get to read it. If you like it, then you could always upgrade for $2.99, and then you get to mint, have the opportunity to get one of the blind box of 5 different rarity. But sometimes there are comics that only has 2 covers, so there's only 2 rarity, or 3 covers, then there's 3 different rarities. It's all pending what Marvel decide to release on the Phoebe frontless comic app. So you do want to check it out. This is very different than what you would know of the Phoebe platform.
that's a good explanation. I have bought maybe 3 or 4 different comics off the VV Comics platform. I just wasn't aware of the terminology of the Providence comic.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah, thank you.
Actually, speaking on that, David, I don't know if there's a part of the team that goes to check out some of the kind of feedback from YouTubers. I know we do for our own YouTubers, but I was on a random channel. I probably should have found this and send it to my collectibles. I was on a random comic book channel as I'm looking at reviews, and one guy was saying, well, this random platform called Vivi is actually going to be dropping the comics same day digitally as they are physical, and in the comments, a lot of people are like, well, we don't care about these NFT things, but if Marvel trusts them to this point to let them do this, maybe we're the ones who are behind, and this is the future. And there was a lot of those comments, so I was wondering, is there someone who can reach out to those type of YouTubers, because they weren't skeptical in a bad way. They just thought it was like, oh, even though we don't understand it, Marvel must see something we don't.
Yeah, we definitely should be reaching out to these platforms or KOLs. Yeah, and that's part of why we turn up and go to these shows and Comic Con is really just to onboard and show.
Shout out, we got 213 in the
In
stream
general,
right
it takes 3
now.
to 4
Feel free to
years for
repost if
people
you
to
haven't done so
recognize your
yet.
brand and
Repost the
show.
stream.
Go, oh, you
Thank
were
y'all
there
for tuning
last
in.
year. It's like whatnot's here, like DC's here, Marvel's here, and your local comic retail shop who has a stand there. You see them constantly there. You build that relationship and build that trust. So constantly we have to be at these shows, and hopefully 2025 will increase those shows to more domestic parts throughout the states, because there's a show every weekend in the US almost. And we see ourselves, we do need to have a US based team basically regularly going into these fan expos and set things up.
I know Mahalo will be ready to work in Texas, right, Mahalo?
Shoot, I'm a festival junkie, man. I'll work if travel expenses are covered.
Let's go. Okay, let me make sure I don't have any more in the crowd. Yep, I don't think I have any more. Anybody else up here?
I did see Omar with a question about like creating a collectible to like commemorate the first screening of the VV Family Deadpool. I don't know if that's something you guys can conjure up.
Yeah, it might be hard. I better not say anything.
The media training is finally working. Shout out to the marketing team and them. Quickly prop, and then we'll jump to MC1.
Yeah, that's another acknowledgement about like movie IP, right? Like for example, the Rambo poster just dropped, and Rambo 3 is like probably my favorite macho action movie from the 80s. Is it? I don't think that was in the 90s.
That
right?
was the
89, I think, was the last one.
Right? Yeah. I just feel like with that, especially RoboCop, I remember when RoboCop was gonna drop, right? And sort of people were just like, yeah, well, just another drop. And I'm like, no, this is gonna sell out. Like, this is gonna be a big deal. It's gonna be, pretty valuable. People are like, yeah, it's just RoboCop. And I'm like, nah, like you don't understand.
You need to lay low.
People.
Don't trust anybody, and don't take off that mask.
A lot of cult classic
Wait till
films.
Roxanne
Like, this
finds
is
a better target.
big
Can't
deal.
lay low. I
So
still
I'm
need to
just
find
like,
Finn.
like, and obviously we have aliens.
No wonder
There's
you
like
care
a
so
Rambo
much about this.
collectible and stuff like that. Like,
It's not just that.
how, compared to
Protecting New York is my
a
job.
lot of superhero stuff and Marvel stuff and Disney stuff. I know that stuff is like tremendous accomplishments. And by the way, personally speaking, congratulations on winning the Entrepreneur Award. That's amazing. I was actually in Monaco maybe a few weeks before you, so I kind of did. would have been cool
You'd be surprised.
to be there at the
People
same
get
time.
stupid when they care about
Thank
I
you.
would have wanted to at least attend and
like
maybe
you're
possibly
being stupid
to see
now.
that show, but the ceremonial. But
If I told her
yeah,
the truth, I told your dad the truth.
I guess the question is like,
But he had my back.
how excited are you
Hope
for
he
like
would.
movie IP versus
My brother.
superhero stuff? And I know it's kind of hard to
Instead, he
choose, but
cut
like
me
you
out.
do realize like
If I kept my
like
mouth
how
shut,
much people
maybe
love
I'd still
like
have a
these
family.
movie IP. Like
You know what you have to do.
sure. I always say I always tell people like of all the drops on Vivi, like throughout the history, right? If if people had to rank the drops, like what are the greatest drops of all time? I still think that the Back to the Future drop is the most significant and best drop ever on Vivi.
No.
I think that was a
Back to
drop
the
that
Future
really
drop definitely
opened
had
people's
hype when
eyes
that
when
came
at a
out.
time
I
where
remember
people
when it
were
dropped.
onboarding and it was like, wow, this is
Miles,
really got
you
some
know how many
cool shit.
followers you've gained since
So
Yeah.
I think movie
Anticipating
stuff
that
is
drop
just has a
actually.
level of excitement to it, especially if they're cult classic movies, right? So
crazy.
how do you
I've been running
feel
some
like how do you
numbers,
feel
and I
when
know
you
you
know you're
said no
getting
to ads
a great
before, but
film
maybe we
IP
could
versus like a
reconsider.
comic book,
Right.
thing,
No.
or
What did they
superhero
say about
IP?
Texas?
Yeah. So
They said something about Texas.
um,
I didn't hear anything about
the
Texas.
film IPs
I,
are very
I'm
important to
sorry,
us
Acro.
because
That
that
probably answers your question. I
be,
have
be,
no clue.
because a lot of these films that we're watching are very significant as part of
Skills.
when we growing up. Um, yeah, the RoboCop, the the Rambos, and all these aliens are these are the films that I grew up with. So that's why it's so significant, and I think that the emotional attached to something that like Back to the Future, when you see that car, that you just know what it is about, and that's what we wanted in a way, bring all these nostalgia product back, and things that you don't normally see in the retail shop with merchandising anymore. Like you hardly see any Rainbow product for sale, um, and even in gift or collectible stores. So the idea is that Vivi's have the ability to widely to distribute the product throughout the world in every way.
It melted after I
It was
achieved
very
energy for a new
important.
form reactor.
The other side is
How are you not dead?
the
Felt like it was
over
for
the
a minute
years,
there. But then I
the
released all
major
the energy
studios
in kind of a mini
they join
explosion.
forces. They
Luckily, I
get
didn't bring down
sold
the
or
whole
they
lab.
merge.
I
So
gotta
the
start taking
IP
notes on all your new
providers,
powers.
it gets smaller and
So,
smaller.
what's the plan now?
So
Uncle Aaron thinks I should tell
you
Widow
almost
when I
have
join the underground.
only a
Then I can
handful of
take the new
players
form
out
so she
there
doesn't use it
of the
for
major
whatever.
studios, and they
Whoa,
hold
like
probably up to
lie to her face?
70-80% of the IP.
Yeah, but I don't
Um,
have any other
so
means.
having the
Don't
Marvel,
say a pros
these
and cons
characters are
list.
very important.
Pros and cons
Obviously,
list, exactly.
because it
I gotta make a
resonates
move,
with
man.
both
I
today's
guess.
generation
Well, good
and
luck.
with the
Call if
comic
you
is
need
the
me.
older generation, who collects the Golden Age and Silver Age comics. Now, and then what Phoebe is trying to do on top of that is to bring even artists in. When you have Ron, Jermaine Rogers, you got all these artists on board, and the more we add on, it become more diverse collectible app. And there's a couple more categories that we are going to get into, which we talk a lot about. Is one is we're finding the right time to get into that sports mode. Now we have introduced cars, Lamborghini, we got Aston Martin. I think we've got more to come to release. As we think how we can bring more fun utility value out of these collectibles, and that's quite a key aspect. So when we work with film studio, we don't just look at the posters or the importance of it. I mean, you look at the James Bond, because of that, came out from James Bond. We done projects with movie theaters. We done the Aston Martin where you could drive that car. So from one product in one area, we came up with many ways to try to market ourselves and be relevant to our audience. Yeah, hopefully that explains a bit more why we bring the movie is really try to grow that whole category and try to reach more users out there. And James Bond is one example to give you, is that we have posters there, we have the ticket drops,
Shout out
we have
221 in the chat right now.
the
Feel free to say what's up in the
some of
chat.
the first few
Repost live stream. Appreciate the
gadgets and
support. Thank y'all for
machines
coming
and
through.
cars was all
Yeah, feel free
based
to
on
say
that
what's up.
film. And from that, we just went every other possible way to look for things that could bring more audience in. But Back to the Future certainly
When
was one
Evil
of the
Dead
top
game. Acro, you
for
even
me.
like horror like that?
I do remember it was our number one, probably all time selling product in terms of revenue on Vivi, and the sell out time versus everything.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. Absolutely agree. And final point was just when it comes to the nostalgia of the drops, like the Jurassic Park drop, the last one with the accessories, of which I knew was gonna come, the staff with the caramelized mosquito in the sap,
Oh yeah,
and the shaving cream can, the computer. That to me was like the most like obvious but genius drop
Oh, you've been on
ever.
your horror
Like,
movie era?
whether people thought they were valuable, it doesn't matter. Just the idea, and
I don't really
to
watch too
know
many
that,
horror movies.
to
I did when I was
drop those
younger.
accessories from Jurassic Park was brilliant, brilliant drop.
yeah, that certainly was very cool, and the gate.
And right in the gate,
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that.
Thanks for your help.
And
Oh yeah, the gate.
I
The
think
gate did
that
look
gate
sick.
was maybe on my Instagram in 2018, and
Yeah, it was.
it was
What
only
was
a
it? Oh yeah,
concept
Tails did
idea
a
what we
dope thing with
thought
that
it
gate
will look
on
like
his
one day.
shout out Tails for the
Um,
reso
and
on his
and
Vault video.
the studios are very, very, very difficult to work with, because obviously they want to be promoting
Do
most
I want to
recent
play
content.
Evil Dead?
So
I don't know. I don't know if it's a good game.
reproducing the
I
gate,
have to look it up.
the classic door, it wasn't
I
on
wouldn't be
top of their
opposed to playing a
priority
horror
list.
game though.
But I'm glad that it has come out, and it will sit there. It's one of some of the most important drop for us, because the gate's the most significant side. Yeah, it's very cool.
Hey
Oh
David,
yeah, what's going on, brother?
hey Justin, Emily,
Thanks,
Tony,
Elon.
Space,
Hey,
hey
Sanjay.
everybody. David, so first an observation, I went to the Dallas Fan Expo, Mahalo was there as well. So my observation was when I spoke to people like Greg Land, Rose Bash, they had heard of Vivi, they knew that, there's one of one artwork of theirs that they sell and some money, they make money on it. But neither of them was familiar with the comics on Vivi, the AR capabilities. Like I showed, I took an AR picture. Mahalo took an AR picture with Rose. I showed that to Greg, and he was just, whoa, wow, this is great. Question for you is, oh, by the way, and I agree that there's a lot of shows in the US almost every week. And it probably makes sense for Vivi to have like a whole team that just flows from city to city, kind of doing these.
Yo,
But the
Vivi's
question for
on
you
tour.
is, since these artists don't really make money on the comic drops, but they do make on the one-on-one artwork, and the one-on-one artwork is still very, very limited, right? For one artist to have a second piece to come on could take forever. Is there a way that, maybe Vivi could do some more artist pieces that are more than one-on-one? Maybe they're like, one of tens, one of 20, or one of 5, or something like that.
Yes.
Not a comic, just a piece of art, but do a lot more of it. So they make money, they get more involved, and they become like, because at the end of the day, fans follow them a lot
Sanjay
too,
wants
right?
some
So
one or
then they become
twos.
net promoters of Vivi. So that was sort of the question there, David.
Yeah, so that's you pretty much told us a market that we should be looking into with some solutions already. So we are already working on that. We see the one-on-one program is still. I know it's been running for a while, but the limited artists that we have on, and and the amount of pieces is really one of one. We are working on something coming up, and there's something quite cool. You guys should all participate where we're doing at Comic-Con.
How do you know that?
There's a release. It's one of our first few new ideas that will be releasing certain things. So that will probably give you gauging some idea what we are looking in that program. But definitely having one of 25 or 30 rather than in the thousands of dollars for one piece, it'll be more reasonable. So we are looking at that.
Hey, David, and just to build on a point, it'd be great if, and I was listening to Space Earth Props and Village were talking earlier, where you can burn some of the common and uncommon comics to get to be, to craft, burn and craft one of these pieces, So then that makes stacking a thing that suddenly, people start picking up a lot of stuff.
Yeah. Well, I think we'll be announcing that very soon.
Oh, awesome, David. Love it, man. I've been waiting for that. I've got a lot of MC ones waiting to go.
Yeah. So, so just stay put on all these. I think just around the corner at the moment.
David. Awesome, love it. Hey, one other question for you. So when I think about these Comic-Cons, we should do the ticket for Comic-Cons, man. Like every single ticket to get into any Comic-Con should be on Vivi and comes with like merch and collectibles and stuff. So Vivi should be like literally the ticket to go into any Comic-Con everywhere, David. And oh, by the way, we should also try and squeeze an Omi and say you can only buy shit with Omi.
Yeah. We are going to look at doing some side events in the New York Comic-Con, where I believe the idea is you have to use your MCP point to get these tickets.
Let me unmute
Oh,
myself.
love it, man, love it. That's great, David.
Yeah.
But I meant like just Comic-Con. Like what, is there like a way to kind of do a deal with the Comic-Con organization? You do all the tickets because that tickets for the ticket thing is a
it's not really around the fees. The Comic-Con is a non-profit organization. I'm not sure if you know. Pretty much whatever they make goes back to comic and artists and promoting. They're a foundation. So they're a little bit harder to deal with than there's just a lot of people. I mean, even to get the booth, if you write it to them, they just say there's 5-year waiting list. That's pretty much the email reply. It's very different. It's just so much hype around the event. Every year, what's going to be announced there, people just want to be there.
Hey, David, as you explore this whole sort of thing about, expanding the presence in the U.S. where you do, Vivi has a team that goes to multiple Comic-Cons. So you can look at it as concentric circles. You have like a core group of maybe 2-3 Vivi people that travel, but in pretty much every city you've got Vivi fans that are kind of known entities. Like in Dallas, me and Omi Homie and Hollow would come down and Vivi Viral, and we're here. New York has a bunch of people. So, we could be part of the group that helps out. Like at the end of the day, there's like one event a year in each of our cities, right? Or maybe two or three events if you look at sort of neighboring areas. So I think the Vivi fans, would be more than happy, to speak for myself, here, would be more than happy to help out as volunteers, obviously for like a secret rare or something, you know what I mean?
Only a secret rare.
Only a secret rare.
Only secret rare.
But being facetious there, but I'm just saying, you could you'd be punching above your weight class with the Vivi fans, you know what I mean?
Yes, yeah. We're definitely gonna do this in 2025. We got a dedicated booth being built for all 3 shows that we have confirmed so far, which is Comic-Con, D23 in New York, and that's for this year for sure. And we got different size booth bill, which we own, and we'll be able to ship those kit sets all around through the States. And hopefully we'll build some for the European side as well, so we can ship sets to set up in Europe throughout.
Yeah, hey David, thanks very much, and thank you for everything that you did with the content creators. It was very generous of you to support that with.
Man, that's so good. The content that's coming in is just so great. I have just started to see some of the app one. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, there's amazing stuff. Dave, we have some insanely good content creators of different types. You know, YouTube and Spaces and Facebook and everything. And you know, it's just great to see. You know, the community first of all support them, as well as, you know, Evie. I mean, the gifts that you gave out were really tremendous, David. So 3 logos is amazing. You know, obviously, congratulations to Claritza and Emily, and also to Osman, who you know, got one. But can we expect more? Not goals, but more on the content creator side, David.
Yeah, we will be announcing some more stuff. Probably next month, really, if we do another one.
Awesome, David. That's great for sure, man. I will host, David. I will host, and you know, yeah. And Justin, it's good to see you here too, man.
Hi, Sanjay.
We're ready for some more Korean stuff, man. We're doing some.
Go ahead.
I was waiting. I was waiting for you to go.
One more, I can turn the water back on.
Yeah, we're all working really hard on it right now, so it should be coming soon, very soon, hopefully.
All right, guys.
Amazing. Let's go, Nos Clint.
Yeah, I wanted to bring it up just because, again, that was a really good gesture that you did, David, and you too, Sanjay. Since you scheduled out with emoji, I don't know if you know this, David, because I know you're really busy, but Osman Collects, the one that won the community giveaway from Sanjay, every Friday he does a YouTube channel titled Get to the Comics, and he does a reading with a special guest. Kind of like what you did here on Space with I think, what was it, Omillitees, the Prince drop?
Yeah, the Little Prince.
The Little Prince.
Yeah, the Little Prince, the one that you did with in Space. So if you're interested in that, definitely reach out to Osman Collects. It's definitely a fun read. You just pick any of the comics and then you guys would read it together. And then it'll be on YouTube.
Okay.
Would you be open to that?
Yeah. I'd be keen to look at it. Only after I get back from the show and stuff. I do have quite a bit on this month in July coming up.
Osman is just like emoji.
Go for it, man.
It's actually gonna work out really well, and you know, I think we'll get the manga soon, and maybe we'll get Justin to come into one of the spaces. Justin, what do you say?
Yeah, I'll go into the space. I'll just listen though.
Okay. I try to get him with the manga thing. I don't know if anyone caught up now, but anyways, a quick question from Mr. V in the crowd. He says, and I forgot about this collectible. He says, David, are we gonna see another? Remember we had the red variant from Marvel.
Doc Ock.
Yeah, Doc Ock. Is there gonna be another drop with a red collectible, metallic red collectible?
The red collectible it's a collectible line that Phoebe will continue to be bringing out a series of. It's definitely here to stay. I mean, you guys are asking all the right questions today. To be very honest, all of them, all of you guys, Sanjay, everyone. We'll be announcing that very shortly on the next series.
I like that.
Yeah, the metallic red is quite significant. Obviously, anyone sees that metallic red with a Marvel character, they straight away know it's a Marvel characters. And that dot gold was very, very cool, and was one of the highest requests when we were traveling in Europe at the shows that we did at Oxia. And we are going to be announcing the next sets of release of these, so people can start collecting a whole set of the red variants of these. I can't tell you what's the next few character, but our marketing will be putting this out. But I just want you guys to know, every question today, if I wasn't on the show, it would have been answered by itself in the next couple of weeks anyway.
Oh wow. And David, from back in the day, I do know, you said one time, what kind do we have a mole in the team? Because sometimes we ask questions and it's literally something that you guys have already been working on and is about to be announced. So that's when I know we're doing a good job.
Yeah, I won't say we have a mole because I tell you why. Because there's so many departments in VV, no one would know all these questions. What you
That's
guys are
good.
asking in one
That's
go.
good.
The only other guy would know is probably just Dan, and I don't think Dan will give it
Oh
out.
yeah,
He's
Dan.
a hard
No
ass.
way. No
He's a
way.
hard ass.
We,
I
we
can't
haven't
even
seen
get
Dan in a long time.
I
Yeah.
can't even get anything out of him on VVverse. He just shares a screen over dinner and go, oh, here's a little snippet you can watch. Yeah.
One more from the crowd about one of the old collectibles. Hoping we'll still be able to see this at some point. Is the Batmobile from your Instagram, probably somewhere in 2020 or 2021.
Hey man, I just
Oh,
overheard. Their
yeah,
boss
we're
is in a
still
rat.
working on those line of collectibles. The vehicle's a lot harder to produce. You guys probably notice. One of the Lamborghini that the
Sorry,
detail
Akro, I
going
had
to
to
those
just go on mute. I was
Lamborghini,
my
we
mic was
had
live.
to get the
What's my
manufacturer to
favorite
send
villain
us
from Spider-Man movies?
um, their
The Green
actual
Goblin.
files,
Yeah.
which is how
Will
they build the
Defoe. Will
car.
Defoe. Green
Um,
Goblin.
yeah, so yeah, the vehicles it's taking a lot longer than we like to, but when they
But
do
David,
come
sorry,
out,
do you know which
Green
Batmobile I'm
Goblin
talking
isn't
about?
my
The
favorite
old
Spider-Man
one?
villain, but
I
the
thought that was already
$1989,
made.
if I only
The
had
Adam
Yeah.
West
to
one,
choose from, then
Yes.
yeah, I'd say Green Goblin.
the
yeah.
Will
Corvette one.
Defoe's Green Goblin.
I thought it was made already, but I guess not.
Um, some of them are made; they just haven't been fully signed off yet.
Oh, okay, fair.
Yeah, I won't say which one's made. We have a lot of vehicle made. They just
Wow.
we're just not ready to bring them all out this year.
That's
Yeah.
great. Hey David, for San Diego Comic Con, I might need some help. I'm trying to get a location for the fan party in one of the properties there, and it seems like Comic Con kind of controls all of it. I don't know
They
how they do
do.
that. They control all of it. So, I use my personal name to get it, and then they said, oh well, which thing this is. So I said, well, it's kind of VV fan appreciation. Then they asked me for a name and address. So I put my name and my address. And I'm like, David, I might need you to send like a little recommendation letter, So
Okay.
you need to help me get that, David. But it's a
Okay.
very cool spot, man. It's a very, very cool spot. I won't say
Yeah.
where. I'll just DM
It
you.
is very, very hard to get a spot
Oh,
in San Diego every year. It's the same old thing. And the reason being is the event is just so high profile. A lot of
yeah,
bigger established company who've been going back like 20, 30 years.
yeah.
They have these all earmarked. It will take time. I mean, every year we're doing something. I think having the movie nights is going to be very fun.
Yeah, movie nights be fun, David. The one that I'm looking at is like this beautiful spot in the city for 150 people, and nobody has it as yet, but they need Comic-Con approval to kind of release it. And I
Okay.
think using your name with Vivi's address would help. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So, because that'd be helpful. I'll send you a DM on it, David.
Yeah,
But if
that
you
would
can
be
help with
great.
that, that'd be great, man. But if we get it, it'd be awesome.
Hey, Gloria,
That'd be one
it's
more
Miles.
Okay.
cool spot.
I heard Feast North is
Okay.
open again.
Definitely look into that.
Spider-Man, if you can believe it. Thanks for stopping by. People in the park said you helped a lot.
Happy to.
Now get back to your winter break. We'll see you when school starts back
I
up.
think we ran out of questions.
Bye.
It's fantastic.
I don't think that's ever happened before.
Yes.
Uh,
That's great.
Actually, actually,
Trust me, there's more questions. I'm just chilling tonight, bro. It's not,
It's
and
12:30 in the night
questions could
here,
be
so.
endless.
and my bad. I'm still on the other end on the stream playing Spider-Man, so that's why I was on
Bro,
mute.
nobody cares, man. Come on.
Yo,
Feast
this
North
is
is
fun,
reopened
bro. It's
thanks
like
to
an
us.
amazing visual. Like yo,
Dream
I'm
Alright.
telling
team.
you. Okay, I gotta tell you what happened. So
Always.
David, you gave like
I'm gonna
this
chase down
this
this lead
speech,
about the
right?
boss
And in the
communicating from the lab.
game, there was like this
Get 'em off.
soundtrack on top
Go.
of it, so it
Sounds
just
good.
seemed mad
I'll keep
cinematic.
checking the app. Thanks, bro.
Really?
Yeah, I'm serious.
Okay,
You're
I
you're
gotta
on
do it.
live stream right now. But
Lock
actually,
in.
David, I do
Get 'em to
have a
let me in
question for
underground.
you. It was something that I like
Hey, Miles.
posed, but I
You
don't know
okay?
if this is in the works or
Yeah.
anything like
Why
that.
would you say that?
I know that
Oh,
from the VV
I
Comics
saw the news
website,
about your mom's
it
rally.
We're
it
fine.
does direct you to
We got
Marvel
time to get
Unlimited,
coffee, maybe?
like if you want to know more.
Yes.
Time?
But
Mm.
There's a
it
place on
doesn't do it the
Edison
other way
near
around.
Visit
Like if
Tower.
I go to Marvel
They
Unlimited,
don't
I
do
don't see
foam art,
anything
but
that
people
says if
don't
you want to
take
get
pictures
like
of their lattes, so
these
worth it.
comics day one on
Okay.
release.
Meet you there.
Check out Vivi. Is that kind of like a
Okay.
Possibility
Halfway
where the
into
Yeah.
because I find like a lot of people
criminals.
don't know about
Cool.
VV
Mm.
Comics.
Yeah,
That
you are correct. So just to clarify that, you get directed when you sell your collectibles. And number one, this is only eligible to the US users for Marvel Unlimited. So you have to own a limited edition collectible, and I believe there's when you because we know in the US, so I haven't personally tested out. When you do sell that collectible, you do get a special code that you still can read the ECL version on the Marvel Unlimited, but only when that comic has actually been released on
When it
Marvel
drops.
Unlimited.
Got it.
Because you have to keep in mind, VV frontless comic, the new release every week is 3 months ahead of Marvel Unlimited. So it will take a little while because it hasn't been 3 months. So the readable version is probably only about to start to come online from this July or August month, if that makes sense.
Got
So
it.
so that number one, we want to make sure that bridging works, and then following on for Phoebe is about us making our initiative, and part of our marketing approach is to advertise around when people search for Marvel Unlimited, you'll see Phoebe start ranking up there as alternatively to the new releases and so on. The Phoebe comic app will take a little while to cycle through because you need to have content, right? When you go to Marvel Unlimited now, you're getting, I don't know, up to 30,000 different comics to read. So a lot of these contents provided they already been there first, so they have a very rich content. So their subscribers are very strong. It will take VV some time. Number one is we need to build that backlist. Every single month we'll have comic book that just sit there as inventory, and people can come and rejoin. Number two is onboarding new publishers. Once you onboard new publishers, you're going to get fans who love reading other publishers' content that happens to be on VV's comic app. They will see other Marvel contents or other, products that we sell, and hopefully that's when we'll start to see the after effect and the long tail of this. Is every month when new content comes in, if we do all our marketing right and approach all the right fans who love those comics, we'll get new users.
So, that's my big secret. That's why
Yeah,
I've been
yeah,
so busy.
and that's the
What's
biggest
your
thing, right? Because
excuse?
I know like a lot of even my neighbor, he's a big comic book collector.
Well,
But
school,
he has to drive all the way down to
volunteering at
Newark
Feast.
for to the comic
You're
shop.
always
So
busy with stuff like
when I was
that.
telling him about this,
What's
he
the
was like,
real
"Oh, this is like
reason?
really really cool." So
Yeah.
The
yeah,
real
the
reason
visibility, I
is
think a lot of people will appreciate as they find more people
I've
find
been
out about
taking
it.
on a lot
That
more
our comic readers.
responsibilities than I can handle lately.
Hey,
I hate to
David,
push my
has
friends away,
Marvel considered doing like a
but I'm here to fix that.
redeemable on the physical end of like if you buy a
Maybe I
physical
could join
comic,
your
there's probably
club,
like a VV redemption
crew,
for a book or something
team?
like that?
The tech book.
Or
I don't know.
Yeah.
You know, Rick was... He was the best.
I think he got rugged.
I
Oh,
get
never
why
mind.
you're doing this. If you want my
But yeah,
help,
like if there's
I'm
like
all in.
a code you can type in to
If not,
redeem a even just a
no
reader
worries.
copy and then pay to
Your
upgrade
secret's
it or
safe
something
with
like
me.
that.
You're
Yeah.
a good friend,
Yeah.
Miles.
Yeah. So we do have that on the pay to upgrade.
Okay, let's go.
Where?
On the physical books?
Oh no, not on the physical. No, on the digital.
Or
Yeah,
Mahalo, are
yeah.
you saying if someone
I
bought
think you're
a digital,
and they
could they get
redeem the physical.
yeah, could they
Oh,
redeem?
yeah.
No, the other way around where you
No, if
buy a
they bought a
Buy a
physical.
could they
physical and redeem
redeem
the
a
digital.
digital?
Yeah, my bad.
Yeah, eventually, I envision comic book will have a QR code in the back when you go to a store and buy that. You might likely to scan that QR code and maybe pay a little fee, and then you get a digital and upgrade.
That
You
would
have
be
a
dope.
code now, right? When you go to comic book stores, you have a code now with which you can kind of read them in the Marvel app, right?
I built everything. The masks, the weapons,
Programmable matter.
Only if you're subscribed to the
The
Marvel.
underground tried to
Yes,
rob
right.
my
That's right.
shop and
That's
saw
right.
what
If
I
you
was working
subscribe.
on. We made a
Yeah,
deal.
but you don't get the frontless comic.
What do they get out of it?
No, no.
Besides
And that would be
guns?
the idea I think that they're
Notoriety.
talking about. So
They
that'd be
want to
pretty
be
cool.
so
David.
well known, they can
I mean,
get
I
away
think
with
if
anything.
I'm Marvel, I'd want to
You're good
run
with that?
both ways, right? It's like a
can't
two-way
take on
traffic. I'd
Roxanne
want
alone.
to have a digital
Come on.
code on the physical comic books to drive that traffic here. I'd want
need
to,
to jump from the crane
have
to the balcony.
promotions where if you
Show
buy
them you're
the,
fearless.
certain digital books,
Through
then
the
they come
windows.
with a physical that you
You
can
have to
redeem
do
at your
this.
comic shop or whatever. You know what I mean? Like,
Come on, you'll be
take traffic
fine.
both ways, expand their business.
Gotta do this without giving away I'm Spider-Man.
All right, I might take a couple more questions, then I'm gonna drop off and continue with my work.
All right, perfect. We've got Doctor of Stuff, who just bought a brand new T-shirt from Omillitees to rock to San Diego Comic-Con. What's up, Doc?
What's up, O'Milly? Shout out to your tees, man. In fact, the last time I bought your tee, I got Dan and David to sign, well, the whole crew, the team that was there to sign that shirt, and I have it in my backdrop actually on my YouTube channel when I ever do those streams. And I plan to try to get that signed again.
Here it is.
Thank you.
Where the plan comes together.
Yeah.
Thank you, man.
David,
So, your
like,
plan.
I joined the space a little bit late.
How does
I don't
Newform
think that
fit in?
anyone's talked about this, but
Krieger's saying you stole a
has there been any
shipment.
discussion about with the comics having like an animated cover?
Ooh, good one.
Because I've seen it on DC, and like the animation on the DC ones, like it's okay. Like I mean, it's like I like it, but I feel like there's also more that they could do with that. And I don't know if that's something that you guys have discussed, because I think that just in and of itself, like, would be so, like, there's so many possibilities with that. So I'd just love to hear more about that if you guys discuss that.
Yeah, thank you. We definitely will be looking into something similar, but I think we're still gauging what we think will work the best. And I know a lot of the community have asked for animated covers. Right this moment, we haven't built that technology in front for those covers to change. But I'm pretty sure it's on his bucket list of things to do. Yeah, probably not short term, not in the next couple quarter, but hopefully we could look at something
Just had to mute
2025.
my
But I know
my
we
mic
we
on
got a few
Spaces.
other things in
Finn is cool.
regards
You
to
like
what we
her?
want to do with comics
She's
before we
she's cool
start
looking.
bringing out these animation covers.
What?
Number one is we want more anime publishers. We want more different publishers, more
How much
reading
money you think this
material,
is?
and the MCP burn side of things and exclusive arts, things like that. That's what we've been working on.
You can't hear me? Can you hear me now?
Awesome. Looking forward to that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Love it. Let's go, Prop.
Like you can't hear me at all, or it's low.
Yeah. Yeah. I just wanted to
If you respond to this,
bring up
music is
just
loud.
some cool
Spaces
stuff,
voices is loud
like,
too.
sometimes we have random discussions about like what we want to like see on the app or whatever, and
Check.
trust me, David,
1
I
2.
know,
Check.
like, I'm not gonna ask any more like stuff that you could that if you're thinking of something, because I know you're thinking of it all and trying to
it's
get it all.
alright.
I
I don't want to be
time I asked
too loud because I still want
what do you feel about
space
watch
to be heard.
companies, and you were like, yeah, I pitched the biggest watch companies in the world, so I don't have to.
Yeah.
But there is some obscure stuff out there. I think there's still a little bit obscure stuff that I'm kind of biased to, and also things that have a bit of like a cult following. And so like when people ask me like what do I want to see on DV, like usually the number one thing I'm probably thinking of is Metal Gear Solid, which probably
That's the size I can bring it at, bro. You might just have to turn your
outside of their own.
Turn your volume up.
I guess that's the economic license. That would be like probably harder than anything else to get. I don't know.
Bridge Attack's getting the underground a lot of press.
I know many there's extremely big movie companies that approach them and they're just like offering them $1 billion for a movie. They're like, no.
Maybe they brought it here.
Yeah. But I definitely, I would never say no. I mean, we would.
Did it get a little bit better or not?
I'll put it down on my list and see what we could do.
Yeah, we gotta definitely get Konami.
This would not
I
like
want to
this.
collect some Yu-Gi-Oh to the Konami.
I had secrets and trapdoors all over this place.
And the thing that comes to mind again, like
Secret rooms.
kind of getting back on like the bit of
Replace the hide deadly fuel source.
is MTV. I think like having a MTV logo, like the classic MTV logo, would be really really cool. I think Beavis and Butthead, like that's probably besides like the Metal Gear Solid. I think the
Stuff from
Beavis and Butthead
Martin Lee's gang?
Yeah,
would be
trophies.
really, really cool.
Gotta establish dominance if we're gonna replace Fisk and run New York.
Okay.
These guys are well trained.
And I
They took
remember,
down the demons.
and this is something
Wonder
that's been
where
coming
they
up a little
train.
bit more lately, but I remember like
Might be
was
using
it
Fisk's
the
secret
last
rooms
one
on the ground level.
before there was a graphic that put up like what Spider-Man.
Sounds like where I need to go.
And there was there was
Oh, I thought we lost Prop for a sec.
Spider-Man.
Gotta update Genki.
Two Spider-Men pointing at one another.
Oh, three of them. Yes.
Or two or three of them. I was wondering if
three of them.
If you caught that idea on X, or have you ever thought
Yeah,
about that yourself?
I did tell the team only a few weeks ago we should be doing a
Who are you
series
texting?
of main
My mom.
collectibles with
Yeah.
there's just so
She needs
many
me at
I
home.
can see we could do.
Right now? Really?
Yeah, so
Yeah. Her wrist is in a
and
cast.
I seen Funko done that.
I need to help with dinner.
With the Funko Pop with
Did
the
you
three
tell her
Spider-Man
I'm-
and a diorama scene pointing at each other.
Thanks.
Yeah, so that's quite cool, and I seen the
You can head out that way.
Wolverine one, Lionel.
See you back here soon?
On that.
Definitely.
So there's quite a few range of things that we could be doing. They asked to have a look into that, and I haven't been privy to what's coming out in 2025 yet. I have a meeting with the team this week, and I'll probably start asking what's the lineup. But I know like Carnage and Venom. I
Let's
didn't
see if
even
they
know
keep their
it was
secrets
gonna be this
downstairs.
good quality until on the about a week out. When I saw some of the marketing coming through, like I only first learned the detail around all this as you guys found out.
So I'm gonna try and follow her. Hey,
like I
when you're
mentioned
calling through
early on
vents, do you ever
with the
feel like
Mighty,
you're in a
normally
movie
you will
and
craft
start humming
another
suspenseful
Mighty.
music to
This is the
yourself?
first time we're
Then think
allowed
about
the
getting
craft
caught
of
and put into a
premium
cell suspended
collectible.
over an alligator pit,
And
and then
behind
making a
that,
bomb out of gum
lots of
wrappers to
credit to
escape?
Dan.
Wait, what?
Really, he
No.
didn't
Cool.
want to
Just
see
curious.
the first appearance of Carnage to
Hey, I'm in
be
the
just
atrium.
look like a Mighty type of
Need to shut down some
collectible.
underground
So
training
he wanted to
exercises.
be
Gonna
premium
look for a secret room.
style. Yeah, so we'll be doing a lot more of that as well. Those IP that you just mentioned, I have written them all down, and hopefully I can deliver them for you guys one day.
Thank you, David.
Here, take 5.
Yeah, and it's a great aspect of marketing because with the memes, all of us who kind of live on the internet and grew up with meme culture, I'm sure you hear about the crypto and how the memes are kind of driving even the industry right now. Yeah, having those like the Spider-Man one or the Wolverine one, that's advertising by itself just from having that drop because everybody is going to want to post. They might not care about NFTs or whatever, but something like that with cultural impact, they're definitely going to be talking about it. So I think it's a kill two birds with one stone. It's a great drop. People are gonna love it. I know people, who maybe haven't bought in a while will come back for that. But at the
You
same
heading out,
time,
Acro?
the
All right,
meme will
peace.
market
Take
itself
care.
on the timeline
Thanks for
and
coming through.
everywhere on socials. So that'll be good.
Definitely. Thank you.
Mahalo. You gonna do maybe the last one?
Yeah, let's go. Actually, David, I have a question about the Apple Vision. Did you ever get one?
Which one?
The Vision Pro?
Oh, yes, I have.
Awesome. Well, the reason I asked that is because I wanted to see if that inspired you in any way to create something for Vivi with that. Like, is there anything that has given you ideas how to incorporate it with that platform or anything you could say about it?
I won't touch too much on it. This is more the area for Dan. But I did, our aim is to have the Vivi first available on, Apple Pro version. That's what we're aiming for. Because I believe that will give you the most true, usage of what Vivi first as well. But in regards to what we are doing in the Vivi collectible app, it does run. I think the only feature that doesn't really work on Apple Pro version right now is the AR.
That's right, David.
Yeah,
That's right.
so
Everything works except
yeah, it will be something we will be looking into next, and just to see. I mean, they Apple Pro is still in the early beta stage themselves. I mean, they just starting to make available into China. I think this coming week. So yeah, we definitely be following a bit more on, and stay tuned on that.
Very interesting. I think we'll stop it there for now, guys. David, thank you very much for coming through.
Yeah, you guys should stay on and continue. I'm going to go back to my work. I've got a whole lot of things I have to do for this comic. So look forward to seeing you guys in the US.
David, look forward to seeing you there. Thank you, David. Thanks for everything.
Cool.
Thanks, David.
Thanks.
MC Justin, you wanna say anything?
No, I was actually quite fascinated listening to David and everybody talk. Yeah.
Let's go, Justin. Time.
You're learning new things about the company and Twitter Spaces, Justin.
There are parts which I'm not involved in.
Okay.
Like that side stuff, like what David said. Some people just talk.
That's funny.
David was saying we might get the K-drama soon. Is that true?
So I guess I think it's over now.
Nice try. Mahalo gets the question of the day, man. he did the when Viviverse question in the
Hold
most
on.
delicate
Let me
manner
let them know
ever.
I'm
Oh,
starting.
David, with the Apple Vision Pro, I was like, God damn it, that's a when Viviverse question in the most sophisticated manner I've ever heard it being asked. But you got an answer too, kinda. That was funny.
Ayo, Omili,
Yep.
real quick. Okay, so I know because this isn't like I don't, because it's not a recorded space. I don't want to be in here with recording devices. So I'm gonna dip. But Omili, appreciate you holding this, man. This is dope.
Yeah, man. Thank you, and thank you for recording it on the stream.
Anytime. All right, I'm head out. But take care, everyone. Peace.
All right, later, man.
All right, emoji. I gotta